Okay, well, what a better way to start an episode.
Right? Fucking
Uh,
hell.
Last time you guys left Cliff Crag after doing some brief shopping to head towards the sand plate. There are, I think, about 18 days left before the invasion of Rowanwood, as far as you know. You have a couple tasks to complete before that happens in effort to better yourselves or the people around you for this event. You blazed a trail through the mountains with your griffins and horses, ending your day's journey at the campsite of someone. Someone? Was there someone? It's hard to remember. But you're waking
Uh,
up. Go ahead.
I was gonna say no, it's just us.
Yeah, I don't remember anybody.
And at this time, you wake up and you've had a long rest, and you find yourselves at the end of the mountains looking forward northward to the bowl that represents the sand plate. There is a stretch of grasslands between the mountains where you're at and the actual sands, and one of you finds a strange item in their inventory, just a weirdly shaped stone that's been smoothed over, but nothing special otherwise. But you have many decisions to make, so as this day begins, what are you guys doing?
You guys hungry? You want some weird magic food?
Tell me about this weird magic food, Pell.
She goes, shim, and then just a whole bunch of fucking food falls from the sky.
45 pounds? Hey, what?
I mean,
Racing.
that's gonna result in a really resounding smack as it hits the ground.
Thanks, Saloon.
Love you, babe.
I didn't know
Holy.
you had a relationship with a goddess.
Yeah, look at my little forehead right here. His forehead's got like a little sun and or a little moon, and doesn't have like stars too, Dustin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
She
the
gave me a,
vaguely whitish impression of a starscape, the symbol of Saloon.
yeah, she gave me a peck on the forehead the other day.
Hmm, that's interesting.
So,
Oh yeah,
what do we do with all this food now that we have it?
well we can eat, and then if there's enough, you guys can feed the stuff that doesn't need these two bodies in this bag.
I'm assuming that this is quite bland food that you summoned.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
gonna I'm gonna look around and see if I can find like any herb that would like improve the taste for myself.
oh, it ain't too bad. You just gotta. He's like breaking off a piece of it and chewing on it. You just gotta get in there.
Make me either a nature or survival check.
Not 20, baby.
That's how you start
Off
off
to
the
a great
night, dude.
start. Yeah.
That's how you start off the night, right there.
Of course, that's gonna be my only good roll of the night.
Yeah, but it was the first roll, so it's a good omen for the rest of the party.
And luckily, it was like for flavor of food, so it's something that really matters.
Yeah.
You find not a lot, but you search the area very thoroughly, and you find two specific herbs that would help enhance the flavor of this, what is essentially just plain bread, like just flaked bread that has fallen in sheets, and they're the flavors of these two herbs contrast. You're looking at either some fresh mint or some parsley, or the two flavors that you're able to derive from the area. It's the only thing growing nearby that's flavorful.
So I get to choose one or the other, or both? Do I get both?
Up to you.
I wouldn't combine parsley and mint personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, parsley on bread. It doesn't sound too bad.
Does sound good.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the parsley in the bread.
We've got like various assortments of meat though, besides like the dead
Ooh.
people.
I mean, yeah, I would hope so. But this is just stuff that Pell summoned, and we got just raw meat that we still need to cook up. That's all. Well,
We
that-
still in forestry area yet?
Uh,
Mr. Robot?
yeah, he got broke up. Doing the drive home from work thing. There he goes. Welcome back.
Are we in forest?
You are on the border of the forest, looking out at what you see before you. That is plains leading up to a rise of hills that signals the divide between the Whistling Plains and the Sands.
We are charting about water.
I think he said something about water.
Yeah, I heard water.
Any better?
Not really. Sorry. Well, Pell, you did summon food. Did you summon water?
Yeah, it creates 30 gallons of water.
Okay. Is it just on the ground then, or are you putting it in some sort of container?
I assume everybody has a water flask on them because I've got one. A water skin. So I'll just fill up all their water skins, and I guess the horses and shit need to drink too, so it will go on the ground.
Fair assessment.
I was just about to say my dragon urn thing, but I forgot that's a whole different campaign.
What about the water thing? We should have.
Jeremy else unlock the multiverse.
What if we just put like just the liquid in a bag of holding? Like, how would that interact with the pouch?
The liquid would be in there, but so would everything else. So we would just have a bunch of wet items.
Now, did we actually determine that as the thing, like, or is it just like in their own little individual pocket, like inside the pouch?
Ooh.
It says it goes or in containers within range enough to sustain blah 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 blah. So if you guys have some, I mean, I'm not going to put like 30 gallons of water in your water skins because that'd just be silly.
Why not?
Just blow up. We all get 4 pints of water.
The problem is where are we going to be carrying 4 pots of water?
In your water skins if you have one.
I mean,
I actually do not have one. I
yeah,
should procure
same.
one.
How did you? I have one. It's
So
in my water skins.
Munson is going to attempt to gather berries or anything useful from the nearby area. I was looking up the Wanderer background, and I thought there was a thing that basically grants that, but I'm having trouble finding it.
I mean, we get traveler's clothes. That's pretty much about it.
Let's see. I don't
The
like that.
Wanderer background feature allows you to find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people every day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth. So it has to be available, has to be growing, but if it exists and somebody has the Wanderer background, they can find it.
Gotcha. Nope. We'll say with that, there's not really a roll required, especially in this peaceful of an environment, accompanied with Jeremiel's recent role of gathering herbs and things. He will cue off of that, Munson will, and be able to find a small number of berries. But you guys hear him as he's searching around, this all takes about a half hour or so, we'll say, as you wake up and prepare yourselves, getting your bedrolls put away and stuff like that. And as Munson is traveling light, as he pretty well does, he doesn't take long to get himself put away. And after he is all set, as he waits on you guys, he travels the area and looks for anything useful. And he finds just a handful of berries. They look edible, and as far as he can tell, that they are non-toxic. And he also is able to find, and I'll leave it up to you guys to decide what to do as far as if you wanted to capture it or not. But you do see a rabbit.
Ugbor's gonna. Does Ugbor find out about this? Is it Munson's just out scavenging, right?
Yes, he's out scavenging. Yeah,
okay, never mind.
Munson, if you did want to roll, nature, then on the berries you could certainly do that. I'll allow that. $22. Okay. 22 on nature reveals that these berries are edible. They are not untasty, but consuming a great number of them would probably cause some sort of intestinal distress. A small number is okay, not a lot. Nice.
Hey, Flint,
Yeah.
is Freckles ready for her body? Her half body?
Her half body.
Well, the half of the changeling.
Ah, yes. As long as it's still fresh. Come here, girl.
Should be.
Hopefully.
It's only been a day.
And I pulled 2 folded in half changeling bodies.
Okay. You open up the bag, and the bodies seem to be basically as you left them. They are cold to the touch. Not incredibly cold, but cooler than they would be if you probably left them out in this realm. It takes some wrangling to get them out of the bag, and at the end of it, your hands and arms are probably stained with blood. But you do manage to get the bodies out of the bag.
Gross. Here you go, Flint. I'll just hip toss it over.
Ew. Come here, girl. You want some more? You hungry?
And normally we would consider animal handling. We won't in this case because in the morning, Freckles is very hungry and she is very comfortable with you, Flint. And she sees the bodies and hears your beckoning. And almost, if a griffin could skip, it would skip towards you happily and then begin tearing the flesh of this humanoid.
Good girl. You're the best girl.
Oh, Spaghetti! Where are you, Spaghetti?
I want to have you roll an animal handling for me.
Give myself guidance. So I can't find my D20 right now. There it is. Fuck. Uh, 19 altogether.
19. Excellent. But before we evaluate that roll, we have somebody who wants to say something real quick.
No initiative.
Roll initiative.
Do it
Thank
right
you,
now,
baby.
my God.
Yay.
Okay.
Just for her.
So, with a, you say you got 19 on the roll? Okay. So, with a 19, you realize that the Spaghetti has wandered off a little ways. You're digging around this morning, and you're not sure how successful she was in doing whatever she wanted to do. But hearing you, it takes a moment for her to get back in your range, and then she comes over to you and looks curiously at you before seeing the body on the ground, and then looks curiously at you again and doesn't proceed.
Look at it. You want it? It's changeling spaghetti. That's yummy.
She walks over and kind of like skeptical of everything on the ground before you and looks down and up and very slowly leans in and starts to eat.
Oh, good girl.
When Freckles is finished eating, I'll do one of those things that, birds do when they sort of like put their heads up against each other, or just sort of like, like lovebirds do, except,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, little bird snuggles.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
I saw what Munson said there. You do notice that that your animals, while eventually eating their portion on these bodies, they don't eat a whole lot, not nearly as much as they did yesterday.
Dead changeling is really filling.
Gets them up real quick. Well, you want to put this back in there? You think we're just done with these? How much is left of it?
After the birds have taken their breakfast and small portions of these, they're still basically a little bit less than 3/4 there from what was what you've presented to them. Overall, the bodies, will say, like, if we were to cut it into pieces for easy diagnosis, the entrails are gone, the core is empty, and we'll say the birds ate equivalent of one limb per corpse.
But yeah, this is getting pretty gross, Flynn. I don't want to have to keep getting this out every day.
Fine. And I take the remaining entrails and stuff them into Gurky's bag of holding.
Duly noted.
Gurky's gonna be like, what the fuck? Why is there a quarter of a corpse here?
Okay. It doesn't take much effort. You just open the bag and plop the body in and kind of wrench it over and shove it in just like you do the other bag.
Oh, I might give her a snack for later, and I'll just rip off a finger or two.
Brilliant.
Sure.
Oh, she'll like that.
I can't wait to kill these animals.
I'll quit.
Flint has a hernia.
Ugbor tears a few hunks off of the bread and takes a big drink of water. And where's his camel?
Your camel's lazy. It's nearby. It's just you snoozing late in the morning. It has not a care in the world.
Cool, okay. I'm gonna give it some water. Offer it a little bit of the bread, though I doubt it'll take any. And
I'll do the same
I'm-
for me.
then I'm gonna mount it, and I'm actually gonna wander off in search of something that I can peel the skin from. I need hide. I need something to make a water skin with.
Okay.
You know, I was thinking the same thing.
Okay. Munson, do you share any of your information about this rabbit with Ugbor, or do you just leave it to go?
He's on his fucking own.
Yeah. But he's able to type, it looks like. Leave it. Okay. Yeah, so he doesn't bother with anything. He just does his own thing.
That's fair.
So Ugbor, I'm going to have you roll a survival check to see what is in the area and track anything that is.
Aye.
20. Okay.
Good
Yeah.
omen.
You are able to find small tracks in two different places. One leads behind your camp, going back into the trees, and one leads like it's coming from a distant place, going just skirting around your camp forward into the area of the plains and then trailing right to like ride the line of the two biomes.
Okay. Do either of the tracks look fresher than the other?
You think the smaller ones that lead backwards into the forest and greenery look a little fresher, but it's hard to tell because even though you rolled very well, this atmosphere doesn't bode well for fresh tracking. It's a little dry.
Okay. Um, I'll follow the one that kind of skirts around the camp and goes off to the right.
Okay. As you like leave the camp and go forward, leaving the green grasses behind you as they sort of fade into gold and turn into the fields that you have traveled once before. You peer around the edge and see the tree line that skirts north and kind of hugs the foothills of the mountains that you're on. And just about 50 feet up, there is laid on the ground a wild boar. You can't tell. You can't tell if it's asleep or dead, but it's laying on the ground and not moving.
Okay. It's about 50 feet out. I'm going to dismount my camel. Let's see. Can I get my camel to sit down?
You're trying
lay down.
You're going to try and get your camel to sit down.
Yeah, like kneel.
Okay, how are you going to do that?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the strap off its harness, and I'm going to lead its face to the ground. Like I'm going to pull down the harness
Okay,
so that its face has to look down.
You can pull it. Are you going to say anything or anything like that to cause noise?
No. No noise.
Okay. So roll an animal handling check with disadvantage.
Hit me with your best shot.
You guys are
That's
on
with
it
this.
tonight.
That's with disadvantage.
Yeah. So it's a -1 with disadvantage. Goodness. Okay. So you pull it and it struggles for a second, but you with your brute strength, the beast of an orc that you are, tell it no without words and wrench its head down until its body follows and it just thunks onto the ground, causing a small amount of noise, but it doesn't verbalize otherwise.
Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is, before moving forward, I'm going to knock an arrow onto my crossbow.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm going to aim at the target, ready a shot, and begin to approach.
Okay. So how are you approaching?
Sort of squatted down. I know that the grass is not super tall, but I imagine it's taller than like a groomed field.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like just kind of squatted. Sort of, yeah, you know.
Okay. So you squat down and you proceed as slowly and cautiously as you can towards the animal. You have your crossbow ready, and as you enter within 40 feet, 30 feet, you see it breathing, and then one of its ears just perks up. You can
Ugbor loses a bolt. 40 feet. He's going for it.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me an attack with your crossbow.
You got inspiration.
You do have an inspiration, I believe.
No, I used it. Two or three sessions ago.
Okay, 9 just misses by a couple, and
Okay.
your bolt flies by, and the boar at this sound, whooshing over its head, turns and jumps up, looks at you, and then bolts into the fields, into the grasslands.
Okay, away from me.
Yeah, it's like running diagonally away from you.
Okay. big sigh, Ugbor releases a breath of air, kicks the ground, and throws the crossbow behind his back and goes back to his camel and starts heading to camp.
All right. As you get back to your camel and grab the reins and start to get on, he'll actually get on, but as he gets up, he gives just a loud, like just a groan.
I'm sorry, buddy. Better luck next time.
What is Flint doing this morning?
I
Other
am
than-
preparing my my spells and my my spell storing object for and I think I'm going to need another minute.
All right, no problem.
Yep. Circle back around.
Well, I'm going to have, let's see. I'm going to have Jeremiah roll me a d6, please.
Just a flat D6.
Just a flat d6. 3, okay. Good to know.
That's average.
So either we're about to die, or we're about to have amazing good luck. One of the two is gonna happen.
And I tell you, preparing spells is a motherfucker sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I
really
never.
didn't realize. I really
Yeah.
didn't. And now I'm paying.
I mean, that's why I never played wizards
I'm not a wizard.
Same.
or well, artificer, wizard, whatever. Just the act of preparing spells is.
That's not the spirit, Harry.
Hey, let me tell
For
you,
me, it is.
that's
You are a
one-
wizard.
That's one reason why I quit fucking playing a bard. I was like, I fucked up.
Hey, Ugbor tried very hard to try and console Laszlo and make sure that he felt comfortable with the group, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, you want to leave?"
Yeah,
Bye.
true story.
Adios.
Later.
Ugbor was trying like a motherfucker to get him to stay.
He was being so nice.
Bro.
I was like, no, I've got another guy.
Just let me die.
Just let him go. He's going to Steve.
Yeah.
You know, I had actually originally thought, like, when making my new character, I had thought of making a character named Steve from the Village of Steve. Just to fuck with the party a little bit.
That would have been great.
It would have been.
All of us would have been like, we're going to your place.
And it would have been wrong because that's not how that works.
Yeah, but like it would just be funny, just misleading the party completely.
Yeah, my name's Steve. I'm from Steve. Yeah, everybody's named Steve there. He's like the third Steve ever in the existence of Steve.
Yeah, like we don't know why that. I think like maybe the founder was called Steve. We don't know.
If you only knew, Anthony.
So nobody's going to need AIDS today, right? Except
I mean, I hope to never get AIDS, but
Ugbor,
Fuck
you
you.
don't want,
Low hanging fruit.
you want any AIDS today, Ugbor?
I feel like this is a trap.
Alright, no AIDS today.
You're safe.
Dispel magic.
I just hope that the next combat we get into, I don't immediately fall unconscious immediately.
So here's the thing. You get the worst sloppy seconds ever because the what was it? I can't think of the name of the spell. Shoot. The death ray.
Finger
The finger of death.
Yeah,
The dog.
the finger.
The dog. The finger of death. The fucking
Everything,
bolt.
everything does something, and then turns around and hits you much worse.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck.
You got killed by the finger of
I
death.
have-
You got put to sleep by the poison dart.
I have this. Ugbor has this habit in this game of getting like really close to like uberly fucking up, and then somehow he pulls through.
Isn't that just your life though?
Yeah, it really is.
It's called adulthood.
But yeah, no, I agree with your assessment on that. I keep getting fucked for the sloppy seconds.
So as we prepare our spells for the day, and you try to figure out what you need to proceed in the no problem. To figure out what you need to proceed in the most efficient manner. What do you guys plan to do? Do you plan to go ahead and venture forward, or are you thinking about going somewhere else?
I mean, as far as I know, we're still going into the fucking desert, so let's die of dehydration.
No. We got water on the ground.
Well, heat stroke then. How about that?
I'm gonna cast Death Ward on myself. I thought about casting it on my griffin, ain't gonna lie.
Okay. First time drop to 0. So the damage of the target drops to 1. So you cast the spell on yourself and you feel a little bit more sturdy for at least a little bit of the day.
And I can't get power word killed in that day.
I still need to find a book.
Does anyone have Revivify?
Yo.
You do?
Yeah.
Cool. I won't get it then.
And I got shaking his bag full of diamonds. I got these.
I have animate object. I could technically revive you.
So I'm going to have to say, unless you tell me differently, Jeremiel, if you have Revivify and use it, you have to sing the song Chrissy Wake Up to whoever you're trying to revivify.
I mean, I don't have the spell, so... See, once you're dead, I can't really do a whole lot to help you get back to the land of the living.
So you just got to do all your work before that.
Yeah, essentially. And once you're dead, I can make sure your journey to the afterlife is as comfortable as possible, though. I can't, go from one side to the other, or, I mean, I do have, some spells that would potentially kill you, but that's about it.
Man.
Dude.
Animate object is my literal favorite spell.
Dude, animate object and fucking minor illusion. Fucking amazing. I love it.
Well, I was killing shit with 10 pieces of platinum.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the mislead spell too. Like this just has so many different possibilities.
I get it as like an automatic prepared spell for being a Twilight cleric, and it is pretty
nice. Nice. Unlike Alfred, I only have 2 spells that are actually has a what's it called material component with money valetary or with currency value attached to it. So
that is one big shitty thing about being a cleric is like all the cool spells are like this costs 1,000 gold, and the shit gets consumed whenever you use it.
yeah, the only one that's no, never mind. Even my true seeing is only 25 gold of ointment. So
since we're still waiting, Pell, roll me a d6. Sorry, one second, Flint. We'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
this is an event roll. I've just now just realized what this was. We're all dead.
Bill, did you hear me?
No, what now?
Roll me a d6, please,
Oh,
since we're still waiting.
I'll just do it on me. 5.
Okay. Thank you. Continue.
I hate when you do. I hate when DMs do that shit so much.
Flint, I believe you were going to say something.
Yes. I was going to just let you know that my spell storing item.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put the tracing rounds in them. The tracer rounds, the fairy fire.
Mhm.
And I get 8 charges per day.
Okay.
Question: is anyone's items broken by chance?
No.
Mine are
No, mine works just fine.
All right. Like anyone needs any holes mended up or anything like that?
Do you need any holes filled, he asks.
The bard asks us if we need our holes plugged.
I've had that spell this entire game. I've not used it once.
When you need it, you need it. I mean,
I was gonna snap his glasses. Cast mending on him real quick.
your glasses magically adhere back together and slowly rotate to their proper orientation and click as they reassemble.
Cool. Just want to do that
You know
one time.
what? I'm just gonna, like, every building we go into, I'm just gonna cast mending. Just fix everything. I want to be that fucking OCD person. Just mend
Sorry.
everything.
Doors creaking. Ah.
You know what? When I had my tent and everything back in the day, everything was just so perfect.
See if Vorik is in the game. He's not in chat yet. I'm sure he's coming.
Whoa, what?
Well, hold on.
That out of the way.
Oh.
What do you have a heading? Rather.
If Munson was here, he would know which way for us to go.
You would think.
He's the map man.
Dustin, real quick here. I'm just reading Healing Hands real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it says that either healing an amount based on your character level times your wisdom bonus.
Okay.
My wisdom bonus is 0.
Okay.
So, Healing Hands, in that regard, does absolutely fucking nothing. Because it just do 0.
Let me see.
Wouldn't it do 11 still?
No, because it says character level times your wisdom bonus. 11 times 0 is 0.
Oh.
Let's see. Where am I at here? There it is.
Hey, am I coming in?
Yeah. Yeah, we
The
got
thing
you.
I'm seeing is
Sorry about that. My mic.
As an action, you
That's
can
weird.
touch a creature and cause it to regain a number of hit points equal to your level. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
Yeah,
To
that's
me-
what I was doing.
yeah, it just says level, so it's what level you are, which should be 11, I think.
Yeah. Okay, that's weird. This gives me a different. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
I mean,
you
it can be
give
used to
someone
deal damage to undead target too. So yeah.
It doesn't say that in the thing here, but I have.
I am looking at this. I don't know. I know it's a weird, random site, but I just kind of I don't know, just weird. Okay. I must be.
Yeah,
Well,
that's not right.
well, there's
Yeah.
like that Asimar is from Volo's God, and there's like Protector, Scourge, Fallen. Then there's like an Asimar, the DM's God.
Yeah, this is the one we're going to go with.
Yeah, fuck it.
There you go. Yeah, it's just that you can tippy tap someone for 11 points in your case.
Okay, cool. Alright.
You guys see eventually as Ugbor trots back into camp on his camel, looking a little dejected.
Where you been?
Womp. I was hoping to find some leather.
Yeah.
It didn't go as expected.
He'll like point to the two bodies. Can you make leather out of that?
I'm not drinking water from their skin.
I mean, that sounds pretty orcish.
No.
Pretty hardcore
I
to
mean,
me.
technically, it's not cannibalism.
It'd be very resourceful if you used it like that.
I'd sooner use their skulls as a wine glass.
I mean, you could also use that. You get a water skin and a wine glass.
Now, here's an interesting. Actually, let me read that on that real quick.
Good point, Manson. Hey, we got a Vorik.
And we got a nuts.
Yeah. Not Flint though. Flint's offline.
I'm here.
Lies.
What?
Hey.
It's all lies. God.
The Vorik, they are
We
waking
believe
up.
in you, Munson.
They are waking up. Everybody is in around this camp. They're getting straightened up. A couple people have searched for herbs to go with their food that Palace provided. The griffins and animals have been fed a little bit. Ugbor has decided to go on his own scavenging a little bit and didn't find much that he was able to bring back. So during this morning, as you sit just inside the forest that marks the edge of the foothills of the mountains leading into the plains, which then give way to the sands, what is Vorik doing this morning?
Oh God, that was a lot.
Yep.
Did we just wake up?
Yep, just woke up. Just probably within the
It's
last
probably
half
been
hour.
about 10 minutes, yeah.
Oh well, I mean, like I was never, I guess, asleep.
Mhm.
Are we Are we up moving about yet, or is everybody
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of packing their shit?
Yeah, it's kind of like milling
Yeah.
about campsite sort of atmosphere.
Oh,
Departure for the desert is on the horizon.
Palace filled your water
Uh.
skins and provided food if you need it.
nah, I don't need it.
And if you have a water skin,
I don't have to eat or drink.
you have a water skin to give to one of these poor fellas.
Okay, I have a water skin to pretend that I'm drinking.
Drinking the blood of your enemies.
I mean, I could.
Just what, like in Pirates of the Caribbean, he drinks, but it just comes out of his throat.
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty much.
yeah, that it just runs through me. It's coming out like where? Yeah, literally my throat. That's what I was saying. Where'd he get me at?
Yep.
Wasting all the water. Just
Trying to keep appearances.
yeah, trying to be normal. I swear I'm normal. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know. I mean, kind of hang out, I guess.
Okay, fair enough.
There ain't really much, like,
What does Vorik do to hang out? What does he do when he's to himself?
stares into nothingness. Like,
For real? Like
Yeah,
he's
right.
just sitting staring at the planes?
I mean, pretty well.
Hell yeah.
They'll come
I
up,
mean-
man, I wish you'd blink every once in a while.
I wish he would just fucking breathe every once in a while.
I look at Pale and blink once and then just go back to staring again.
Just very slowly, just
I imagine like each eye blinks separately.
They're all like sticky. Like you can tell, like my eyes have just
Aw.
been open, so they're like kind of sticking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
there's
the little-
nothing normal. There's nothing
got-
normal about this guy.
Got the little squirmies in there too. Little fucking.
Little worm
Yeah.
tried to get in last night.
They don't tempt me. I was a Sir Daniel Fortescue fan. We'll have a sentient worm living in my brain. But yeah, there's really not. Work don't need to do a lot to prepare. Do we long rest?
you did.
Ugbar, come
Yeah.
here if you would.
Want to go see what he wants?
I believe that was actually towards Ugbor, yes?
What's
Correct.
it take for?
Yeah,
He's still
Ugbor.
going.
I'm on.
Ugbor dismounts his camel and walks over to Flint. What's up, buddy?
I run a cord from Squimbly to the kinetic dampeners on your armor.
Oh, shit.
So you have a +2 to your armor class.
What does that make your
Oh,
armor
nice.
class, Ugbor?
So, bam.
20.
It makes it 18.
18. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. Now run towards that tree at full force. See what happens.
What's Pale's AC? Are we the highest AC?
Also, Ugbor is not using a shield, for what it's worth.
Oh, okay. Two hand.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Yeah.
Good point. Munson wants to know, did Vork attune to the golem skin that you're wearing? And are you still wearing it?
Hell yeah. To both those.
Okay. So you can mark that on your chart that you are attuned to the golem skin. And for anyone interested in the flavor of it, Vorik is wearing this.
Yeah, I don't need to know what his skin tastes like, man. That's okay.
He's wearing this golem skin armor suit, which is basically a patchwork of different colors of skin that have been sewn together, created into this fleshy zombie type being who was then killed and reskinned, and this suit was taken from that. It's an entire skin suit, like from neck down to ankles, arms as sleeves, legs as pants, and so from Vorik, all you see, if he left his hood on, would be his hood, his head, and a little bit of his torn throat, leading into this saggy, supple leather skin suit that covers his entire body.
Ew.
Man, have you guys played Elden Ring?
The god
Yep.
skin.
I try to stay away from games that would make me break my computer.
This is-
That's probably one of them.
I stopped playing Rust for a while because of that.
that's like what I imagine Vork's wearing.
Not too far off now.
I will say, Munson, the taste of golem skin will not necessarily tasty. It's quite nutritious.
I'm a zombie inside a zombie skin.
Essentially.
Hell yeah.
Zombception.
That's what I was going to say was zombieception. He looks great. Except I would try to rearrange the hood to where my eyes are in its eyes.
So, with everyone kind of walking about now, everyone ready to go into the desert?
Uh, it's certainly.
All right, I'm going to mount on my camel.
Come here, spaghetti.
I don't know what I had to ride.
I think you had a
I have a horse.
Horse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Vorik, you should do that mon thing
With the horse.
with the horse.
With the horse.
Make all the horses talk to each other.
Hey,
Oh,
if
God.
never mind. Never mind. That was telepathic. I was gonna say,
Mm.
if I understand, do I understand animals? But I forgot that. Yep, drawing a blank. Torin. I forgot that he was telepathically talking.
Mm-hmm. Different means, same result.
Yeah, 7 hours.
7 hours. And who,
Boom. First.
Daddy.
and who are you designating for your spell? I say spell, but I guess it's a feature.
We all know by now, does
Agbor and Pale. And Flint and Munson. Just because this guy's a new guy.
Okay.
He's not quite in the circle yet.
Okay.
We're not ready to make it an oval.
Think we're going power.
But I feel like the way he is anyway with dead stuff, we could probably talk to him telepathically somehow already.
Makes you think that I would it already be leaching into your brain?
You can. There's no brains. No, there is brains. I guess that didn't die.
Okay, so you guys all mount onto your respective animals and begin blazing a trail in what direction?
I'm not entirely sure.
So,
What's the desert?
so you're currently right there, right? You have view of the plains, which kind of leak into this little alcove here. And as they go this way, there's a series of hills that rise up and break into the sand plate. So is that your direction?
So are we going across the sand? Like, what are we heading towards?
That's
I
what
think we're
I see.
heading towards this.
Yeah.
This.
That
Yeah.
dot.
Okay. So we're coming out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if we just kind of? That's not the right.
I'm just beeline.
Yeah, I was like thinking, what if we just kind of go like this way, just through the mountain pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, just beeline. Now that I think about this, if this is a desert, we all probably should have not got horses and everybody be on camels.
Well, he only had 2 camels.
Yeah, there was. We bought what they had, sadly.
Oh, damn. Well,
I mean, if we really were to be smart, we could have just all gotten onto both the griffins. They could have just flown us straight there.
that much.
This griffin is pushing it with me.
Exactly. I could ride with Flint. We got a horse. We'll figure it out. We'll go until they die.
When they die, Vorse will use one of the shelter and carve out its insides like
Like a tauntaun.
like a tauntaun. Yeah.
I was gonna do something if we get to that point, but I'll save it to if it gets to that point. Because I think the only people that know that, I don't even know if Ugbor knows that. But we'll if we get there, we'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Munson said, though, the horses are built for this terrain. He had several other horses, but sold you ones for the purpose that you intended.
Not the desert horses.
Mm-hmm. But they would suffer no ill effects from being in the desert or rocky terrain.
All right.
Going through the desert.
Beeline.
No name.
Okay. So as you cross the plains leading up into the hills that begin the sands of the sand plate. I'm going to have Vorik roll me a d6.
Just what? Just a random ass D6?
Just a d6, my friend.
Don't roll lower than a 3.
But not higher than a 5. Fuck.
5. Okay.
Roll higher than a 5. I rolled a 5.
That's true.
It takes you roughly a quarter of a day to make it from where you're at to the hills of the sands. And descending the valley that you're in, there is a small set of sandy hills that separates the sandplate from the foothills of the mountains. You top the rise of a rocky hill and confront a startling expanse. It's as if the hills behind you form the shore of an endless ocean of sand. Among the dunes that rise and fall in the great waves, some seemingly as tall as the hill upon which you're standing, that breaks into the landscape before you. The sky seems to be overtaken by a haze in the distance that betrays the whipping winds, whipping sand into the air.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but that, pointing to all the clouds in the distance, don't look too natural.
Yes, because we've seen so many natural things along our journey.
There was one day we thought we saw a second sun, but it was like this pissed off bird.
It was actually the seventh son of a seventh son.
Cursed.
Entering this biome, you would think it'd be hotter than it is, but for some reason, it's a little different than the area that you came from. Matter of fact, it's actually a little chillier than it was.
Uh-oh. It looks chilly in the picture.
So are we
I could
like
really
now?
go for some chili.
Now are we like actually in the sand dunes and all that stuff now?
You guys tell me. You just topped the hill that where you can see into the sand plate before you like this. You have yet to descend the sandy slopes that lead into the bowl of this area.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and slowly make my way down to the sands down below. No point in standing here and staring at the sunset.
Are there little rocky trails like what's on this picture?
Yeah, there's little alcoves of rock and upjets of random plateaus that pop up every once in a while in the sands. There's no clear path.
I want to make sure there's no shifting in the sand anywhere before we go.
Okay, make a perception check. And Munson is asking about the landscape there. There are some mountains in the distance there. You can't see your target from this range because those in the distance there are the rises that come before the actual center of the area. Those are large mountains, but smaller than you'd expect from this distance, and they kind of block a lot of the view from the large mountain depicted in the map. But for your perception check for it, 17, nothing seems to be moving. There is some wind casually blowing as it almost incessantly does in this biome, but you don't see anything shifting that would betray the movement of an animal or anything like that.
Okay. Well then, we can proceed then.
All right.
I'm already at the bottom, just waving you guys like, "Come on, you slowpokes!"
Me and Flynn are like doing circles in the air.
Whee! Heading into the desert, you travel for about an hour or so before the haze of the area begins to grow darker and darker, and the sun gets dimmer and dimmer. What are you guys doing?
Well, you guys think it's time to set up camp? Before it gets too dark.
Well,
I can see.
keep in mind, it is still morning at this time.
Wait,
Oh.
what? Oh.
Keep going.
You guys just woke up.
Can we see the mountain? Like, is any of these that we see right here in this picture the thing we're heading towards?
No, those are what is called the rises of the sand plate, at least the beginnings of them. A series of small hills and mountains and rockiest formations that hide a number of things in this area, but the large mountain in the center of the dome is not visible currently.
So you said it's getting darker and darker. Is the sun like disappearing behind one of the mountains for some reason?
No, the sun is in the sky, but the sky is getting hazed over, and that haze is getting darker and thicker.
Ooh. Like how? So how dark is it right now?
If it were a time of day, it would be getting close to dusk.
Interesting.
Could I roll nature
Sure.
and see if this is like, I don't know. I kind of think it might be like a sandstorm coming on or something. But
Okay.
I don't think that blots out the sky.
Okay, roll nature.
I'll give myself guidance. 15.
15. With 15, you look at the space around you, and you see the darkness encroaching, and you see things moving, and you see the haze that is sand as winds whip sand up against one of the mountains in the distance, and it crash like a wave over the sky, as it curls against the mountain, and you see the sands move in that distance, becoming closer and closer towards you.
Hey guys, I think there's a sandstorm coming.
Is there? I'm gonna use perception and see if I can find like a cave and one of like the little, or at least a little shelter area in one of the outcroppings of the rock.
Okay. You can
17.
you find two areas. One is close to you, but it's a very low-lying rock, like it's just barely above waist level, for you that is. And there is a nicer place to get behind, like a hill that's probably twice your height, but it's in the distance towards the sand coming at you.
Like how far?
We'll say if the sand is 100 feet away, this is going to be probably 30 feet.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and yell everyone, kind of hurry up, and I kind of yip my my camel into a more of a faster pace, heading towards that more nicer looking shelter.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
Could I also make a perception check?
Okay. What are you looking for?
Someplace to hide from. Flint, we should do something. I don't think we should be in the sky during this.
Yeah, let's bring her down, girl.
Okay. Pell and Flint both descend towards your friends on the ground. Pell, make it a perception check with advantage because you're in the sky.
Fuck my props. 26.
26. You see immediately, just to the right of the spot Jeremiel is racing towards, there is a dune that prevented him from seeing this large alcove, like two rocks, two rock faces that form a V that is just beyond the dome, but adjacent to where Jeremiel is running to. This space is large and could house probably three of you easily.
Flint, come on, follow me.
Yep.
Okay, Munson would have had his horse's covers on his eyes for protection upon entering the sands. So, good point of note. Ugbor, what are you doing?
Boar is on camel. He's making his way towards Jermael.
Okay, so you found Jeremiah. Okay,
Yeah, seems like his best bet. Stick together and all that.
okay, so uh, you guys spur your animals and rush toward the sand that's coming at you, and you begin to hear this. It was distant, but now it's just this constant ominous, just rushing towards you, and as you run towards it, you get up against the places that you're going towards. What do as Jeremiel and Ugbor find shelter in this one space against this small rocky hill, and Pell and Flint find this V-shaped crevice adjacent to that. Where is Munson and Vorik now?
I don't know. I would assume I would have followed Ugbor.
Okay, so you're gonna be with Ugbor. Good to know. Munson, are you with us yet?
I'd be with, yeah, I'd probably be with Ugbor and Bork, just staying together as a group.
Okay, so Ugbor, Vorik, Jeremiel, and I'm missing somebody. Who's- Yeah,
Lamp?
yeah. Munson. So all four of you are up against that hill. And as you guys reach your destinations, you get ready to brace, and you cram your animals up against the barricades with you. How are you going to protect yourself from the sandstorm?
I'm going to kind of face towards the wall,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna have my my cloak and tunic and all that. Actually, hold on. Maybe I might have a spell that would help with this. Give me a second.
Mhm.
So is it essentially just a sandstorm?
Yep, it's a sandstorm.
All right. Give me a second. I need to actually look up this real quick and make sure that this is actually a physical thing, or the just. So they're like an entrance, or are we just literally just taking cover in like a
You're
cliff face?
you're crammed up against a cliff face that is as high as your chest.
All right.
And all four of you that are at this space with Jeremiel, you have animals with you that are with you in this space.
Okay. Ugbor is going to try the same trick as he did before. Get the camel to crouch down. Although I don't know, the camel might be like really used to this. What's the camel doing?
The camel is getting a little antsy, like it's looking around and kind of moseying and acting a little bit more energetic than it has before. It doesn't have a face expression that you recognize as anything, but
Okay.
it's acting a little antsy, and it's looking around at the environment.
Okay.
Quick question: how big is a mage hand?
It's big enough to lift something about 10 pounds, so about yay, like just normal hand size.
Okay, that's not gonna help cover us from the sand from behind us. Alright, well, I'm just gonna put my face against the wall as much as I can, and have my shirt / tunic like over my eyes, nose, and mouth, just to prevent sand from getting in.
Okay.
Is the sand at our feet like? Do we know if it's earthy? Is it loose? What's going on there?
The sand at your feet is like beach sand that you are familiar with because of your past adventures of being on a boat and ship and on islands, being teleported onto the shores of the ocean. It's like that, but a little bit more powdery.
Okay. Is the storm basically on us at this point?
Yeah. Once you tell me what you're doing, the storm is on you right now.
Yeah. Okay. Ugbor is just gonna like crouch down in a fetal position and sort of between the camel and the cliff face.
Okay.
Hopefully, he's baiting the camel to cooperate and duck down as well.
Okay. Munson, what are you doing?
Not sure. I think I'll just embrace against the wall, kind of cover over the the head of the horse, and just kind of make sure that I can keep his head, and mine above, being stuck under sand. I do have a cloak that I can put over his head and over mine, and just kind of protect us for the impact as we lean against the wall.
Okay. Pell, what are you doing with, I guess, Pell and Flint? What are you guys doing over in the crevice?
Flynn, I ain't got many ideas to help us through this.
What's up?
I'm thinking.
I know, but I guess sometimes I don't tell you the stuff that happens to me because I don't want to, you know, believe.
But good things happen to you and don't stick with you. It's this just because sometimes I
If Orc, you turn the TV down just a little bit,
Wait,
or turn the
we're
gain on your mic
between
up, we can hear it.
So
Yeah.
we're in like a crag.
Yeah, you're like in this crag, I guess is a good way to say it. It's just like a double-sided cliff face that leads into a V point. That's the top of which is almost flat above your head, much above your head, Flint. But I mean, it's like probably 10 feet up from the bottom of where it's at, and it's just slightly above the ground level above.
So there's sort of like a door area, like an opening that.
Yeah, there's a mouth to the V that you guys entered from.
Okay. Well, then I will. Close it up.
Okay. All right, Hunter Mesa, thanks for keeping a point. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Good to know. So Flint is going to create web through some technology of his, casting web like Spider-Man from wall to wall to wall to wall to wall to wall to wall, and he's going to shear up a door in this space that is going to completely enclose around Pell, Flint, and your two griffins.
It's shooting directly out of Squimbly's behind.
Excellent.
Oh, fuck.
I expect no less. Okay, so with that, the winds and sands finally meet you, and there is a deafening roar as sands get pushed and blown across and around and whipping all around you in various directions. From one direction, then the wind shifts in another direction, and you guys are hit from every direction with this very fine, powdery silica sand. And I'm going to have everyone make a dexterity check and a constitution check, except for Pell and Flint.
Both.
Yeah,
A
both
dexterity
those.
and constitution.
Dexterity and constitution.
Save or just.
Just a check. 14 both, okay. Good dex. Okay. Gotcha. So,
Now,
go ahead.
we get advantage on it
What's that?
if you can. Said, can Ugbor see it? Because if he does, he gets advantage on it.
I do see it.
Oh,
I do technically see it.
yeah, it's very obvious. Yeah. What's your advantage from?
Danger sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
danger sense.
right. That's
Yep.
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay.
Good thing too. Look at that.
I got you, boy.
So, as the winds whip over you and they continue to batter you for the better part of an hour, as you stand huddled up against what little rock faces and clothing you can gather in your hands and trying to get some relief from this wind and everything, and this batters your animals as well. Eventually, the wind subsides, and you guys are covered. The four of you that are standing out against that small rocky cliff, the little hill, you guys are covered to about half of your shin with sand. You're partially buried in the sands that have come around you. And everyone that made less than a 16 on the dexterity is going to be blinded.
So glad I did get that advantage.
Okay? So you have sand in your eyes. It hurts. It's painful. You try to open your eyes and you can't. You blink them. Doesn't work. So you're currently blinded. And everybody.
So,
Go ahead.
just Vorik is blinded then, right?
Is it just Bork? Because okay.
Yeah, I think it's just Vorik. Wait,
No,
what's Flint? No, Munson.
Munson as well. Yeah. So.
Okay, and Flint and.
Flint and Pell are good.
Yeah.
They would have had advantage with the saves, except for the fact that Flint made a door, which made the saves unnecessary. The sand blew over their heads and maybe partially fell on them and buried them. So you guys have a little dusting all over you, but it didn't negatively affect you in any great way.
I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
So Munson and Vorik are blinded. And everyone that made less than a 16 on the Constitution check, you guys are going to take. Let's see here. Where'd my thing go? There you are. You guys are going to take 3 points of slashing damage from the sands as the silica cuts against your arms and stuff like sandpaper.
All of us, or
just the ones who have less than 16, you said, Constitution?
Yeah, aboard the sand didn't bother you at all. Yeah, everyone less than 16, so that would be everybody else.
Hey, Munson, I know you can't see me. Do you have lesser restoration or something to cure your blindness?
No, but I'm on a horse. It'll guide me.
Alright.
I'm blind am I if I don't have to blink and make it worse.
Yeah, that's right. You don't blink.
You are blinded until such time as the condition is reversed. We'll say that.
Vorik, you can hop up on Freckles with me.
I mean, I could make you guys unblind, but that's 2 level 3 spells right there.
And here's the thing. Both the camels and the horses are not unfamiliar with this terrain, and you notice as you prepare, get yourselves gathered up and cleaned off a little bit, your animals rise from positions that they have huddled themselves into, and as they come up from those positions, the sand pulls back off of them. They shake off, and they seem to be not ill affected that much. The griffins.
I'm never getting a tail gunner.
The griffins would have been a different story had they not been in a very safe place with their owners.
I was gonna say I even rolled well for my horse too, because I know their base stats. I rolled a 16-17 when he has a +1 and a 0 with a riding horse. I was like, oh, he would have made both anyways.
Yep.
Lucky bastard.
Well, is everyone, besides, being blinded a little bit, is everyone else okay?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
I mean, my skin feels smooth like a baby's bottom, so
Pell's gonna message the group chat. You guys okay?
No, I'm
Maybe.
blind.
Oh shit, where you at?
I can't see either.
Me and sounds like me and Vorik are blind and we can't see, and our bard was afraid to use a increased spell slot. Might hurt his feelings.
I got you. Come here. Come on, Flint. Let's.
Can't.
Wait. Save your spells. Save your magic. I'm sure this will only last while the storm is in effect. Here, and Ugbor pulls out some rope and he begins tying it around himself and makes his way over to the blind fellows and begins tying some length of rope around them so that we're all connected.
Wait,
that's not very safe, with us being on horseback and all.
Actually, what does? Okay, so
We take it off once the storm leaves. Once we start moving with our animals, we take the rope off. It's just to make
I
sure
thought
that we
this was
don't end up.
I thought this was the effect after the storm.
Yeah, the storm is gone.
Oh,
Yeah,
the storm's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
What?
is the effect after the storm.
Yeah, you had to stay huddled and try to protect yourself for the better part of an hour as the storm battered you. But this is post storm. The winds are largely subsided,
yeah.
and this is the after effects.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
don't do
the
that.
blind condition and the slashing damage is all after effects, and we're technically blind until cured or removed, basically.
I
That's
see
what
that.
the DM is saying.
what
see that.
if someone used their water skin, and we can pour it over their eyes and wash the sand away?
Well, unfortunately, water skin isn't really against a blinded effect.
Well, I mean, if
want
it's just a
to-
bunch of sand, it's not a magical blindness. It's just sand in their eyes.
I will say, if you want to do that, you could certainly do that, and that would be a medicine check to see what the effect has.
I mean, I don't have a water skin on me, unfortunately.
I mean, I have one I don't need.
I
There,
mean,
you can use the one that you don't need on both of us, Vork.
All right.
Let's see, medicine, you said?
Knowing what I've seen,
Yeah, I mean, I can medicine check off of that and see if I use only half as water, so I don't have to use too much of it.
What? How do we get rid of these gross webs?
Ah, I'm glad you asked.
Is that a straight medicine check, Mr. DM?
Yes, if Vork is going to share his water with you, and you're going to pour the water on your own eyes, you can perform a medicine check.
yes.
14 again. 1-4.
14. Okay, you pour the water over your eyes, and as you blink, that doesn't seem to remove a whole lot of the sand that's actually wedged its way behind your eyelids and up and around certain spaces. You might even think that your corneas are scratched a little bit. Something physically has been hurt you.
Okay.
But
ooh, damn.
it doesn't seem to help.
Yeah, I'll let Pell know in my mind. You tried the water, it just hurt worse. We'll need some kind of magic potentially to get this out.
As soon as Flint gets rid of these gross webs. Pell's like stuck on it like a fucking fly and
Get out of it. Get out of the web.
ah, hell, I'm stuck.
Isn't web just a concentration spell?
Yeah, it's a 1-hour concentration spell.
So he can just stop concentrating on it, it just disappears.
Well,
he
if
fails
the
this
storm
hour.
lasted an entire hour, and this was
Yeah.
concentration of an entire hour, so it would disappear at the end of the storm anyways.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind. I wasn't stuck in the web. Let's go.
ever so conveniently.
Fine.
Roll my
I won't
D-
make a lighter.
Oh, cool. Get my last spot back. Cool.
And Pell will lead Spaghetti out. And
We're
how
in the
far away?
spaghetto. Pasta ta ta.
So, Munson, did you tell me about the that the water actually seemed to make it worse?
As I was rubbing it, you could hear the pain of me screaming, and you can see I'm still not opening my eyes, but I did not verbally say out loud. Because in my head, it's a lot easier to talk without pain than trying to talk out loud. When I'm more
Fair enough.
noise of
All
pain.
right. Well,
I
in that
follow that
case,
logic.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk up to you. I'm gonna touch you on the shoulder, and I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration on you.
Munson just screaming internally.
That doubles as a perfectly cut scream. I can't wait to see that in the recording. Note to
and
future
and
Anthony.
since his eyes are technically damaged,
Mhm.
I am gonna also go ahead and do not spare the dying.
I cannot die now. I have been spared.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Healing Hands on him as well to heal his eyeballs. So he should have whatever, like from Lesser Restoration, should hopefully basically get whatever defunct out of his eyeballs, and then the healing hand would actually heal his like coronia and all that shit.
Okay. So as Jeremiel lays hands on you, Munson, the magic dissipates the sand from within your eye sockets, and the other healing magic restores a number of points of health to you, and you feel the pain subside first, and then a comfort wash over your eyes, like they're getting rehydrated from within, and you feel like you're able to open your eyes once more.
How much did you heal for?
11.
Okay, so back to full health. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sure.
Feel better, man?
That was pain in which I put on no enemy of mine. I'd rather just be dead than to deal with that pain forever. Appreciate it.
And as
Don't
you
worry,
open your
I
eyes,
just kind of pat you on your shoulder and then get back to my mount.
as you open your eyes,
Oh.
Munson, you notice that the landscape is a bit brighter than it was when you guys first walked into the area.
Where's my sunglasses when you need them?
Pale would have came over while Jeremiah was doing that. Seen him, he'll be like, "All right, he's got Munson," and he'll come over to Bort. Be like, "Your eyes still hurt, buddy? You can't see all that good." Oh, come here. He'll
All you see are literally bags of sand in his eyes.
Still haven't blinked either. So
No,
like,
it's just, like his suit is full of sand.
gotta get that out of there. He's like shaking the flap.
Just start shaking the little thing. Like sand coming out of every out of fucking hole.
He is now
yeah.
the Michelin Man.
Yeah.
Did my after I figured he was attuned to the armor, I did do remove curse. I did type it up there. I just don't know if you saw it.
I did not, but good to know.
What was the curse?
I don't remember.
yeah.
Something like it. You can't remove it or something.
Yep. Basically, it becomes part of you.
Yeah.
So that.
But, You guys know how like old ladies will like lick their thumb and like wipe it off to get something off of you. That's what Pale does. He'll like lick his thumb and like just start wiping around Bork's eyes like.
Just puts it directly in his
dad
eye.
move. Total dad
And
move, too.
Hey.
We'll cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay. Vort, same thing happens to you. You get cleaned up from Pell. You don't get a restorative health, but all of the pain from the sands and the inability to see has been removed.
Nay. Thank you.
Feeling okay? You hurt any?
Nah, just a scratch.
Alright, you're pretty
Alright,
tired.
let's get going before another storm hits. See how much distance we can get out of our creatures.
Okay.
That is important because if there's storms and consistency of storms, we want to get in and out as quick as we can so we don't keep getting hit with these.
While I'm waiting for everyone to get onto their mounts and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and do my my spirit tales.
Okay.
And I pulled out a 7, so that one's gonna be a fun one.
Good to know.
So, I need to remember which.
So you get
Care
to
to share with the class?
you get to hang on to this tail until you decide to use it. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
and or a long rest.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like over there playing with cards. We're like, what are you doing? I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah, pretty much. You'll know if trouble hits the fan, you'll know.
What
Okay.
cards say? What do they mean?
We are going to die a glorious death.
And Pell, due to your history with dealing with cards in this realm, you are extra suspicious of cards.
Hey, I love cards. They got me rich. Ugbor hates cards.
Yeah, Egbor doesn't like cards that much.
And Pell isn't with us right now, or are they? Are we all together then?
Yeah, Pell came over and fixed Vork's eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Well, if you guys are all together, you get on your mounts and eventually proceed into the desert. Uh, we'll say with Munson's direction and guidance, you stay on target to your destination based on Garky's direction and descriptions on your map. So you travel for a couple more hours through the sands, and I'm going to have, let's see, I'll have Ugbo roll me a d6.
These sixes, they're going to be the death of us.
Here comes a hailstorm
Okay.
in August.
Okay. So, traveling
That's
for
not normal where you're from.
No, not like that.
I mean, it's quite normal here in Missouri, at least.
Yeah, but that sounds miserable.
Midwest represent.
Right?
Missouri found its way into
New one.
Oklahoma.
you. Smells good.
After you guys have traveled for another couple hours, it is eking on to afternoon-ish time,
Good flavor.
and traveling along,
I didn't know.
you see that there is a small encampment, a small series of little beige-colored tents and tapestries of some sort, some wind blockers that have been set up, not too far off of your trail where you're going. I'll say,
Feel like
go ahead.
is it like abandoned or like?
From here, it's very hard to tell. I'll say Pale would probably have the most alert perception, being the tallest and having the griffin. Whether he's up in the air or not, he has some maneuverability there. So I'll have Pale make me a perception check on that.
And
What if I stand up on my horse?
like always, a little bit of guidance. Hold on.
One on guidance, that's a critical failure.
Yeah.
You lose.
Vorik, what do you see with your dead guy eyes?
Oh, I was sand.
24.
24. You
It was a Lord of
see,
the Rings reference.
I must not be that big into it. I respect it though.
What do you see with your elf eyes?
And he's an
that's,
elf.
That's right. Okay, I see. Got it now.
I am. Well, I was. Still kinda.
Hell, you on your griffin. I'm not sure how far off the ground you are, but you are able to get a little bit of distance as you notice there's something to see in the distance. So you might raise up a little bit, and you're able to see that the tent does open a little bit. One of the tents, and someone goes out to an area that you now see is a table that has something draped over it, and goes to it, lifts up something, grabs something, and then turns around and goes back in the tent and closes the flap. That's all you see from this distance. They are probably close to 200 feet away.
Hey guys, there's a weird person in the tent. I don't really know if they're weird, but they're in a tent in the desert.
Did you just say weird person in a tent?
Weird tent.
So not
How
the
far
person,
away?
but
If I had to guess, like maybe 200 feet.
Is there like a place where we could like sneak up? Like there's some like rocky outcroppings or something we can kind of hang behind until we get closer.
In
we
this,
just have.
go ahead.
Go ahead. So we just have Flint and Pell do what we did before. Do a flyby, take a look, and then inform us before we approach.
Might I suggest something?
No.
Well, okay then.
He doesn't take kindly to new guys.
He's a little short with you. Sorry.
But
How damn dare you?
Well, technically you're taller than all of us right now on your flying bird horse.
She's a griffin.
I know. That's what I
But
said.
but
No.
anywho, I was going to suggest that
Flying bursts.
While Pell and Flint is in the air, providing aerial air support. If you guys can sneak up somewhere and provide overwatch on the ground, I can go in solo. I do have a bit of a silver tongue. I can figure out if this person's hostile or not.
Could just go in and kill them without them knowing I'm there.
I mean, I could
well,
do
you
that
know-
too.
This would be a good chance for Jeremiah to prove himself.
Yeah,
That's
there
true.
we go.
And if it's a bad person, we can kill him, and then we could feed him to the griffins later.
Yeah.
Ooh. So, I want to give. If we get close and he's going to do that, I want to kind of try to stealth and sneak in with him, but kind of off to the
I
side.
want to join you, Vorik.
We're going to stealth in.
I want to stealth with you while J Money does his thing, so we can make sure he does it right.
Right.
But that means someone has to sit back and hold the horses. It's like
I'll watch him.
Let's do it, Vorik.
Let's keep our strongest fighter back here.
Well, yeah, you don't want him to get up there. He might get angry and kill things.
Excuse me.
You want to
Okay.
play tag, Flint?
Pardon?
Did you want to play tag?
Like with our griffins?
Sure.
That sounds amazing. Get back here.
Okay, you guys are flying around, I guess, and then me and Vork, I guess we'll try to go in stealthily while J Money approaches with his silver tongue skills.
Okay.
This guy just sees two giant ass griffins
You're
going fucking insane.
Yeah. So while there's two griffins with riders doing aerial maneuvers like the freaking Blue Angels, we
Yeah, it's a
have.
distraction. Does that give us advantage?
Well, considering he's in the tent,
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say no at this time.
Damn it, I tried. Okay.
They're stealthing.
Yeah, we'll have Vorik and Munson roll stealth for me.
Alright, come on, we can do it, Vork. I can't roll as well as you, but that's okay.
Okay, but with a 20 is Pell it
26
now?
for me.
Is it, what is it? 26. Okay, so that's going on, and Obor is staying back a distance. How far are you staying back, holding all the animals?
Wherever they dismounted, however long that makes sense for that to be, like 20 feet, whatever it is.
Okay, you guys told me you started this with them being close to 200 feet in the distance.
Yes, 200 feet is what it was originally.
So
Then I'll bring them up to about 50 feet then.
Okay. Okay, so we have all that going on. Jeremiel, tell me what you are doing.
I am openly, confidently riding on my camel into the camping area. Just have no intention of hiding or anything like that.
Okay.
Don't describe them as elves and then the color that they are.
I want to ready a dagger just in case they were to do something hostile.
Oh, you're it.
I mean, a good point. I just realized, thanks to Jeremiel, we do have purple, green, blue, white guy, and decaying flesh going on right here in this party.
And then black, and then black because Flint is covered in well.
We're the ultimate smelting pot. We don't
I'm Mr.
discriminate.
Gray. Okay, we've discussed this. We're the reservoir dogs.
Okay.
all my soot.
We don't see
Make me
color
Mr.
here.
Gray.
So, as you approach Jeremiel, Munson and Vorik are approaching quickly but quietly, and they're running towards the side back of this encampment. There's a total of 4 different tents and a couple of wind shears that have been constructed. Now, as you walk by, are you walking directly towards these tents?
I'm just kind of walking toward the center, just out in the open.
Okay. So, let me see. Do I have. I think this is the one. Is that the one? Nope, that's a
What
different
is? Is it Neo?
one. Nope, that's a
No, it's
different
Jet
one.
Li.
No, it's not the one.
And as we approach, I will cast comprehend language on myself.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just me, so I'll do it on myself for comprehend language. So if they're speaking interconic or something different, I'll be able to catch on and so forth.
Okay.
You can just translate.
So, Jeremy, as you approach, your camel is not very quiet. He huffs and he trots, and you just travel that direction. And as you get close, the tent flap suddenly flies open, and the person inside reaches around and ties it back and steps outside. The person that steps out is a human dressed in white clothes, like a white robe, with a golden embroidery with red detailing. And looking close at it, you see it is very similar, if not identical, make to the robe you guys found in Jacob Foster's house. You did find a Kirin robe in his house, if I'm not mistaken.
Look,
Yes, we did.
Remiel, a white elf.
And he sees you approaching. Hail?
Hello! I see you're a fellow sand traveler like myself.
Yes, what brings you in this neighborhood? This is an official Empire encampment?
Oh, well, I was just traveling through and I saw some camps passing by, and I thought that you, I'm assuming there's others here, judging by the amount of tents, I would like some entertainment while I'm passing through. I am sort of a entertainer of some sort.
Unnecessary. Carry on. He's just staring at you.
Oh, well, if you don't mind me asking, what brings you here? I don't remember the Empire being, this far out in the, sandpit, but then again, I could have been mistaken.
I'll clock any others while this is going on.
Okay. Roll a perception for me. Okay. You notice as this one man is talking to Jermael, there's a rustling of others in the tent. You hear at least two others, bodies moving around and things being shifted. This is a research encampment. We are looking into anything that might be productive educational use in this area.
Oh, so you're not accustomed much to the deserts, then I see.
Not our favorite of environments, no.
Well, did you guys get hit by the sandstorm? I could help heal anyone who was injured by the coarse sand while I'm here.
No, this happens several times a day. We have proper encampments made for that.
Oh, that's good.
I mind link with everyone that's there because I should be decently close enough to hear that they're Empire.
Winging and a missing, bud.
And then I will link and tell Flint, Pell, and all them that these are Empire scum in which we encampment in which we are approaching.
Quick question. Are you mind linking with me as well?
No, it would not be.
I would have to message you, which would require some verbal components, so I have not yet.
Oh, give me a second.
I'm just letting you do your thing.
Yeah, give me a second.
I want to see how well you do, anyways. So.
How close are we?
Well,
you guys can make
Ugmore
it.
said 50 feet or something, and then
Yeah, Ugmore's 50 feet. Jermail is like 10 feet outside the front door. You guys can get up to, I'll say, within 5 to 10 feet distance from the tent, probably without being discovered.
Is there one tent?
There is a total of
four.
4?
Mm-hmm.
There's no movement in the other tents, just this one?
In that one, you detected at least 2 people, and the other ones, you haven't seen or heard anything yet.
Would it be possible to go up to a tent? Preferably the one with the other two in it, but like the back side of it?
Yeah, it's possible. Tell me what how you do it and
I'd
what
like
you're
to
looking
check
for.
the one next to him as well afterwards.
Okay, sounds good.
So, from on my character, since I don't know actually how much my character knows, do I know that these guys are not supposed to be here? Like, are they not, like, from what the party has told me or whatever?
Yeah, basic stats on the Empire is that they're more over from where the orcs generally hang out on the eastern part of Falonkort. They're not usually over outside of their empire over here in the Sandplate. It's not even their technical jurisdiction.
And I know that, what's it called? It's the Empire that's invading Rowanwood, right?
No, it's the
Uh,
Fae.
It's the
You,
Fig.
I'm not sure what Jeremiel's been told about any of that. I don't think he knows any of that per se.
Yeah, because
I'll
I
think about it.
don't know out of character how much, because I know I
Oh
missed
yeah,
that
because
one.
you were outside the house, weren't you? When
Yeah.
we got done exploring, and I got all my information.
Yeah, Jeremiel
Yeah.
joined after he
And I was
helped.
very touchy about Jeremy being there, so okay, makes sense.
Yeah, after Jeremiel delivered Vorik's father and all of that, which we need to talk about briefly Vorik later. But yeah, he did that and joined your group to go this
gotcha.
direction, and that's where he's at. He doesn't know any detailed information about the Empire or what has attacked Sunder or anything like that.
This is his training grounds then, right here. See how well he does.
But I do know that the Empire is trespassing here, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're not trespassing. This is the wilds. This isn't beholden to anybody's district.
This just isn't
so-
where you normally find Empire.
Yeah, just nice.
I mean,
that's
it's-
what's the location.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
just really the wild
you-
exploration.
At a minimum, Jeremiel would know that where we are is not Empire territory. At a minimum.
Okay.
I still want to try to sneak up to the
Yeah,
backside of that tent.
I think he's trying to finish everything else before we can do our sneaky deeks.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
right.
determine if I need to start doing actions or not yet. So I'm just trying
Well-
to figure out how much does my character actually know. Like,
Well,
do I know that?
It doesn't sound like you know anything yet.
Yeah, yeah. So thanks for leaving me out in the
They've
dark.
told us that they're Imperials.
Yeah,
They
this
are
is
the
an
Imperials.
Okay.
This is an.
will.
I mean, they told me that it was an Empire research encampment.
Yeah.
So
And those that are not there would recognize the Kieran robes. Jeremiel would not.
yeah.
Correct.
I thought Munson relayed that.
I did. Because I
And
was
our-
behind him listening to, I can hear them because we're only like 5-10 feet away. Behind and stealthing, I've heard him say he was the Empire Research, which I did the mind link with everyone that was set up.
Except for me.
Correct. You're the only one that's not in the mind link, and
We
sending that message that close, I'm afraid they might have heard me, so I have not said anything to Jeremiah yet.
Alright, I'm going to ask, well, if you don't mind me asking, what is it that you guys are researching out here? I mean, there's really, besides the environment itself and maybe some of the wildlife, not really much out here.
Well, he looks around for a second. Make a persuasion check for me. He looks around for a second. I suppose. First, let me introduce myself. You may call me Master Remdevoir, and I am here on behalf of the Keyrin to research anything magical or of abundant, important nature that the Empire would see fit to benefit everyone. If there's any magic that we can discern from an unknown source or anything useful, such as discarded materials that might be harvested, anything that is beneficial is our job to locate. Have you, by chance, seen anything flying in the nearby area?
Well, flying, you say, huh? Well, the only thing I've seen flying is some bugs and a lot of sand.
Take that as a no. What may I address you as?
You may address me as Ginger.
Fair enough.
As told by Ginger, folks.
And Master Remenvoir has a. He's very not old for a human, kind of middle aged, but his hair is very washed with sand. But if it wasn't, you could tell he's tried to keep it very neatly combed, and he tried to keep himself manicured in this area, although it's not very easy to do. But he's trying to keep himself presentable and as well maintained as possible. But he is definitely middle aged and showing a little bit of grays through his black hair, and looks very very plain and manicured otherwise.
Well, if you are researching the unusual magics, I may be of assistance since I dabble in a bit of the unusual magic myself. Maybe I can assist you in your research.
At this moment, we all knew that the person we met yesterday, Jeremiah, was an expat, and he's joined back up with his buddies.
So I have a question. Are you guys like behind me, like directly behind me?
Well, me and Vork are still waiting to penetrate through the backside of tents, and everyone else was still kind of.
Giggity. So there's no one behind me then, right?
Not necessarily. I don't think.
Nobody.
No
directly
rear
behind you.
penetration for you.
Well, the reason why I was asking because I was going to like signal via my hand behind my back, that I'm gonna attempt to infiltrate. So, but there's no one behind
What
me.
does that look like? What hand signal does that look like? I'm going to infiltrate. I'm gonna try and sneak into the science camp.
Just boop boop boop. Fucking hell. But yeah, I'm gonna try and air quote assist to see if I can find out any more information on what exactly they're researching here.
Okay. So, what are you trying to do exactly? I know you're looking for more information, but how are you trying to do that? To gather information?
Like
I think
said,
he's just trying to provide some usefulness to the people in that hut. Be friendly.
Yeah.
If they're looking for something, if they would ask him a question, I'm sure about some magic, he would try to answer it honestly. That's what I assume he's trying to set up.
Yeah. I'm trying to seem useful so they would let me into the encampment.
Gotcha. Is there anything? Why are you here in the middle of the sands in this terrible environment?
Well, to be honest, I'm a bit of a treasure hunter.
Treasure hunter?
Yeah.
What treasure do you hunt? Any specific target?
Just ruins in
Holes.
general. Just ruins. Maybe if I find a couple of old, layers that used to be dotted around and have some leftover treasures, I take those and sell it back.
Well, if you find anything too out of your nature, please feel free to let us know, and we'll take it off your hands for you. Otherwise, I suppose we will bid you good luck and, stay hydrated.
It's got jokes.
Well, I mean, are you sure that you don't want any entertainment? Or I know it's far out here.
Quite sure, thank you. We are quite busy in our pursuits. We don't have time for entertainment in my profession.
Alright, well, with that... Give me a second. I'm going to... How am I going to do this real quick? Alright.
I just think it's funny. He's like, have you seen anything flying in the air? And two dudes are playing fucking air tag.
Right.
I was gonna say, did that 20 dexterity? Is he it?
No, that was me rolling a d20.
No, I rolled.
No. He rolled a 20 dex earlier for playing tag with the other griffin.
That was it, yeah.
Oh.
That was exactly it.
Somehow he didn't see two griffins behind him flying playing tag.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's gonna help with research.
Well, no, I would have noticed it probably.
Yeah, like he
But
totally
him just
like
flying above, I'm like,
his
no.
back is against the tent. Like his back is facing the tent door, and the tent's like way up above him. So he's asking this of you, but you're looking at you from right in front of the tent, and you're seeing like above the tent behind him in the sky. Is this going on?
Yeah, just no. But
Ah, gotcha this time, bitch.
Damn it!
Vorik and Munson, what are you guys doing as this conversation is happening?
Go ahead, Vork.
I just want to sneak up closer, like to the back side of that tent that I came out of.
Okay. As you,
Go ahead.
as you stick up to the tent, you hear whispers and like the shuffling of what sounds like book pages and people talking to each other, but it's hard to hear through the tent what they're whispering about. Munson, go ahead.
I would sneak up to the second tent, and then what I would do is I would take my little dagger and I would try to slit a hole as quick as I can and see if I can get like an eye view inside the next tent.
Okay. As you approach the second tent next to this one that your friend is next to, you don't hear anything. It seems quiet on this side. So you take out a dagger and carve a small little slit on one side and pull it open with a tiny little as you like tear some of the fibers of the tent trying to make it open a little bit. And you look inside and you see in this area are crates. Like there's chests and crates and boxes, tables set up that hold something on top of the table. It seems to be some sort of storage tent, but it's dark inside. There's the flap is drawn and there's no light inside other than what you're providing through this little hole.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to check. Other than that, I would probably, as soon as I see that it's dark and decently clear, doesn't like there's anyone else in there, as Boric is looking in the second tent for the one that he's talking to with the people noise, I would slowly head north, or I believe it'd be north, towards the third tent, and see if I can head over there and still kind of stay out of the way and not be noticed.
Okay. I suggest you you head on your way. I appreciate the conversation, but I have work to do.
Just one more thing. Do you have any spare water skins that I could buy from you?
Sadly, no. I have a very limited water supply, and all of it is accounted for. I'm sure you could find some beyond the hills there. It's not too far. You could find a small trickle of a stream that runs adjacent to the walls. You can resupply over there. About half a day's journey, but worthwhile if you need water.
All right, thank you. I'm I'm going to cast. Oh dear.
It's never a good way to start off an action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would as I head to the third tent and I feel like I'm distancing from the volume. I would try to message J Money and be like, hey, keep them distracted. We want to clear the tents before anything. These are most likely going to be bad people. Use your charm.
I
I
use my charm, all right.
Raiders of the Lost Ark vibes.
yeah, that's what I've been getting here, and I don't like it. I don't want to be dropped into a pit of snakes.
Munson, as you approach the third tent, the sound decreases as you leave the immediate area of the conversation that's happening. And as you approach this tent, you hear inside something that sounds like someone sleeping. Like heavy breathing.
That is just tempting. God, and that board's pretty far away. That's,
About 50 feet from any of the tents, yeah.
yeah. Let's see. If you are going to allow, I will see if I can So the four tents, for example, are they all facing outwards to where if you the front of the tents are all like side by side, to where it's obvious, or are they all different directions?
Yeah, the tents are lined up one by one, all facing the same direction, and there are wind shears, um, like lined up in a row behind them and off to the side of them.
I will come to the side of the third one and kind of peek around and see what Jeremiah's doing with the guy and see if he's keeping him distracted. If he can keep him distracted and his eyes away, I will try to slip into the third tent.
Okay.
Um.
So what are you doing, Jeremy?
Three things popped into my head. All of them could go from amazing to horrible. And I'm trying to figure out which route do I want to go to.
Mind you, we do have other objectives at hand.
I know. Question. Minor illusion. Can you move it, but silently?
I think is an action. Let me look up the text.
Well, I meant like, can you move the illusion? Like, can you make it look like it's moving?
No, it's totally still.
Okay, there goes that. Because I was gonna just like summon a minor illusion of a naked dwarf just running through the fucking camp.
Say the word, buddy.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going for it. I'm gonna go ahead and activate as a bonus action my spirit tails thing,
Okay.
which psychic damage. So technically, he wouldn't know it was from me. Technically, but the target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take psychic damage equal to 2 rolls of your Bardic Inspiration die, and the target is incapacitated until the end of its next turn.
Okay. So you're allowing this spiritual energy to happen, and he's making his wisdom save as the energy takes hold on him. And let me pull up his thing. Wisdom. That's a 16. What's your save on that?
I have a feeling it's higher than that.
It's your spell save DC.
What's your
That's
charisma?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Give me a second.
If your
Oh,
charisma
spell
is
save DC
20,
is
then it's
16.
17. Oh,
16. So he made the save. 16 was the save.
Yeah.
So as this happens, he shakes his head a little bit and looks at you very suspiciously.
Are you okay? Everything good?
Touch of a migraine, I think. Sun might be getting to me.
I kind of pull out a little bit of some my mint that I've gathered earlier, and I said, "Here, eat some of this. This would actually help with a little bit of the migraine."
As he's doing that and starts handing him something, I will slip into the third tent if I can.
Okay. Tell me exactly how you do that.
So as the guy grabs his head and then kind of looks at, what's his name? Jeremiah, I'm gonna cast Greater Invisibility on myself and then slip in.
Okay.
Did I see Munson before he goes invisible?
I would have gently peeked, but unless you can see higher than a 26 and actively looking, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm gonna say no. No, you would be actively engaged in this conversation, and these events directly before you. So
as far as I know, there's no one even near the campsite right now that's friendly.
Yeah. Now
you just know that we said we were gonna search it.
Yeah. Now, Munson, as you slip in, how do you slip in specifically? Like, do you move? You just open the door and walk in, or what are you doing?
No, with the higher stealth, I will be in. Is it a door? Or is it just like 2 flaps?
Yeah, it's just 2 flaps.
I will try to just open them very, very slightly and just slide in as thin as I can.
Okay.
While I'm invisible.
Okay, and as you do that, you kind of wedge yourself between the flaps and just almost dance your way in, gliding, turning around, and standing in the tent, you see that there are two people asleep on cots. One on his back and one laying on his side, facing the wall where he's at, and one guy sitting up, awake in the corner, reading something on a book. And as the sands shift near the entrance of the tent, he looks up for a second. And goes back to his book.
As I pop in on mind link with the group, 3 more over here, 2 asleep, 1 awake, in tent number 3.
I must insist you leave. I appreciate the offer. I do not take things handed to me directly. It's a personal infliction, I'm afraid. But I must insist you leave so I may attend to this.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
And he reaches for the tent, but and holds it open, like he's about to walk in and close it, but he just waits there, and he has another hand like behind his side, like he's facing away from you slightly, holding the tent flap, like he's about to go inside, and one of his hands is out of your view.
I'm gonna hate to fucking do this. I am gonna go ahead and
I am gonna
hold on,
rip.
let me actually. Okay, good. So how far away from me is he right now? Is he
Well, he's like 10 feet.
10 feet? Okay, cool. I'm gonna fucking hate this if this fails. Well, fuck you!
Somebody
I
Just two people snoring in my group. That's all.
I am gonna go ahead and cast Mislead, and I'm gonna have my double, like, just start kind of walking out, like, or not really walking, but riding. I don't know how that's gonna work with the camel. Well, I'll just have him, like, have my double get off and, pull the camel back out. And then I'm gonna actually be, like, right beside him. And, I am invisible. So...
Okay, as you cast the spell, it requires somatic components, so hand movements. How do you do that?
Behind my back, like, I'm just kind of, like, stretching and everything. Like, I'm, like, making it look like I'm stretching. But behind my back, I'm doing the somatic movement with my hands and my fingers.
How does that somatic movement look?
No, we're not going into that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
just
want some
just
big
some,
details. Big
some
details.
fucking crip,
he does-
fucking crip.
He's doing that
Jermael,
thing where
tell
you
me,
can, like,
when you move
wiggle
your
middle
fingers,
fingers.
can you tell me how it smells in China?
He's just doing like shadow clone jutsu behind his back.
Yeah, just Naruto.
So you cast Mislead, and your double stays in your place as you step behind yourself, invisible. And you said your double does what now?
It kind of like walk in with the camel. I kind of give the camel a light pat on the back,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of get it to start moving in that general direction with my double.
Okay, but you, in reality, are going up to the guy. Up to.
I'm gonna be like 5 feet away from him,
Okay, so you're 5 feet in front
like
of.
out of his little light, like out of it, like his field of view.
Okay, so you're in front of Master Ramnoir.
Behind him.
Behind him. Okay, so you're in
Yeah.
the tent then.
Oh, I'm in the tent. Oh,
Like he's in the doorway. He is the doorway.
oh, okay, and he's actually facing out away from the tent.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be beside him then.
Okay, so just right beside him, facing the doorway, and he
Yeah, and that would be the end of at least that little action.
Okay.
Does his camel get a perception roll?
No, the camel.
Perception feel.
Camel does not give an F. No.
not mean to butt him, but
Mhm.
does Bork get anything from what he was doing, or is he just knowing that there's people in there?
Yeah,
Go
no problem.
through
I
inside
was.
world.
Yeah, we have these two played out, so I was actually about to come back to that.
Okay.
So, so Vorik, you are outside the tent. You hear this conversation all happen, and you get the understanding by the audio that Jeremiel is leaving. Your friend Munson went down the way and said that he found three more Kirin associates in another tent, two of them asleep. You stand at the back of the first tent, and let me ask you first, what are you doing?
Um.
Playing with it. What?
Oh yeah.
Slow jerking.
Hmm. Am I right up on that tent?
You're right up on it. Like you can lick it.
You should lick it.
Trying to go one of three ways. One, realistically, I'm a zombie in a skinned zombie. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
You're like the Lindor truffle of zombies.
I could probably scare them out of there. Or, hold on. Let's look here.
Shuffle, truffle, shuffle.
Yeah, so with the new Vork, I don't know what he does or wants to do.
Depends on the moon.
Wow. I was seeing if I had something to start fire with.
You have a big lighter.
Oh my god, I could have made you one. I could make you. I could. 3 of you lighters.
You could make us
Oh.
into lighters.
I have a tinderbox.
Okay.
A zombie after my own heart.
Do you inform any of us what you're doing, or are you just doing it silently?
I'm just doing it silently right now.
Okay. So you're actually going to use the tinderbox to try and start lighting the town on fire. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes. From the back.
Love this guy.
Okay. So you take the tinder out of your bag as quiet as possible. Place it against the tent. Get some flint and some striking steel, and you. And you.
Okay,
Good.
can Flint see that he's doing this?
You are up in the sky, and you are in a bright desert.
And you're also playing tag.
And
Yeah,
you are
you're
you,
good now.
you are actively playing tag. I want to say, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception probably really low. Where do I find that?
Where indeed? Let me try and find a little message here. Boop.
Are you on D&D Beyond, or are you on?
Yeah, it's right below all of your skills there. It's 10 on Roll20.
Okay. No.
Assuming that's accurate.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's all based off what your wisdom is.
Okay.
Okay, so no, you don't see anything happening.
Okay.
So Vorik,
Because y'all were about to see Flint's excited face when he saw somebody setting something on fire.
Peas on the griffin.
Vorik, you take a couple of strikes and eventually get an ember to land and kindle on the kindling, and it grows and grows, and eventually the tent begins to burn slightly.
As I had them distract, I'm gonna walk up to the two that are asleep while I'm invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Because unconscious means I do special damage, I believe.
Coup de grace.
And my eyes are gonna kind of glow on the inside while I have greater invisibility active. Like, this is for my people, you humans. And I will activate my Steel Wind Strike. And I will attack the two that are sleeping, and then attack the third guy and see if I can kill them all before anything happens.
Okay, now how does that attack work? Does can you select multiple targets?
Oops, sorry. Let me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Trying to link it instead of doing that.
Steel.
Dun, 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 dun. There you go.
Okay, first weapon uses
Up to 5 creatures.
5 creatures. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
to be surprised, so I have advantage, and then the 2 that are unconscious, I believe I have advantage. And if I hit them at all, then I automatically crit.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, also, if he has advantage, he gets advantage when he has advantage.
Exactly. See, I like it.
Super advantage.
Yo, dog, I heard you like advantage.
In the
So
back.
we got some advantage on disadvantage.
Okay. Where the advantage is fine, the damage is fine.
Because D&D is a perfectly balanced game.
What'd you say about them being unconscious? I'm not seeing that in this description right
I
here.
believe.
I believe
it's in conditions. Hold on,
I believe they just have a.
No, let me show you. I'll print it.
Creature job.
So, an unconscious creature is incapacitated, seeing conditions, can't move or speak, aware of its surrounding. Creature drops to its holdings, falls prone, blah blah blah. Any attack that hits a creature is a critical hit if the attack's within 5 feet.
Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying now. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that's
okay.
what I was trying to do because I want to kill them before anyone else. My idea was to go to each tent and just kind of clear them before any of the big events happen with that guy. That's why I wanted Jermel to distract. And as soon as I saw these 3, I figured I would slit them and get them out the picture.
Okay. So first, let me ask you, what is the weapon that you're using for this spell?
Because this is a spell I can do with my dagger.
Sure. Fair enough. I just wanted to know what the special.
Yeah, the same dagger I had in my hand that I used earlier. So.
Okay. So you take out the dagger and quickly are going to try and rip these guys like ribbons. Go ahead and make 3 attacks. I'll say all of them with advantage because you are invisible.
I'm going to. I'll do
Watch
1.
them fail all 3 somehow.
I'm gonna make my crit into a 1 just so I don't have to roll all this time. Hold on. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, I think that's right. So that's the first one. Will be 29 to hit.
Okay, that's going to hit.
Oh, it won't even let me touch them. What is that? Why is my spell? Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. My shit's all fucked up. I roll everything naturally, so my thing is set up incorrectly. Okay, so public. Okay, so that's on the first one. I'm just gonna roll the damage
Okay.
for the sleeping. That'd be 28
28 or 48?
or 48. Sorry, 48
Okay.
for the first one.
Yeah. The first guy, you slice through his body, and he is dead. Tell me how you kill the guy.
Basically, it's like a quick steal, so it just slowly slits his throat, and then just kind of it's so instant that while he's asleep, doesn't even realize what happened. So basically, kills him in his sleep. But
Okay.
it's just a quick slit through the throat.
Okay.
And
Roll.
then this would be the second asleep creature.
Okay.
26 to hit.
26, and that's a crit.
Yeah, making it a crit.
So yeah.
That'll be a lot more.
Yep. The second guy is also dead.
And
He
then
explodes.
The third one, I will just roll regular advantage. 27.
27 hits as well.
34.
34. The guy is not dead.
I'm still invisible, so basically I'll slit 2 throats, and the third one I will stab in the middle of the back of the spine, and then I will basically it's like a sharp pain, and then I'll pour just 5 feet beside him, and then that's all I can do.
Okay. At this, I guess we'll say for these purposes, it's just you and this guy, so this would fall to his turn. He's going to
That'd be a surprise attack, so I guess we would roll initiative to see if I would get another attack before he does.
You know what? That would be correct. Yeah, let's do that.
That would be an 18. 1-8.
Okay. 13. He got a 15.
Okay.
So this will be your turn.
So, that'll be my turn again. Let me get a DC 17 Wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
I'm
Okay.
gonna toll the dead him if I can.
So you cut this guy, and does this will drop your invisibility, right? Or no?
No, I'm greater invisible. So
Right,
no matter
okay.
what I cast, I stay invisible.
Okay, so these two others die in their sleep without making a sound. This guy gets hit, and he's very hurt. And knowing that something's around him, he doesn't see you, but he knows that something just hurt him, almost mortally wounding him. He's about to call out, and then this is his save for you. That is going to be an 8.
Yeah, it's 22 necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Because it's 3d12.
Okay, so before he can call out, he is silenced as the necrotic energy takes over him, and like the flow energy of water, it just fills him with necrotic energy and washes out all the life from his body, and he collapses.
And then, as the rest of that turn, real quick, I will walk outside and then mind speak to the group, like, charge in now. And that's my turn.
Okay, so we're out of combat now as far as that goes. You told them to do that. So just generally speaking, what's everybody else doing? Jeremiel, you are next to the guy. Good.
Do I hear this commotion going on?
You do not. This was a quick.
No.
This was a quick, and then a necrotic energy, and then done.
Yeah, the
So-
necrotic was in his mind, so it wasn't like it was an AoE or anything like that.
So I have a quick question. Is Bardic Inspiration, upon doing that, like upon casting it upon myself, would that get me out of invisibility? Or is it just something that just happens?
I'm confused as
You
to your
have the
question.
ability to Bardic Inspirate yourself?
You can
I
inspire
mean, it
yourself.
says to do so on your... other than yourself. Never mind. Okay.
Jeremiel's just looking in a mirror. You are confident. You are capable.
You know what? If I get a mirror, can I do that? Can that be awesome?
It's up to you. You gotta find the mirror.
I know where there's a
sure
mirror at.
Bork
sure
has a
there's one.
mirror.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yes,
I'm
you
going
are
to.
confident.
I'm going to hold my action until I know that he is alerted to something. Like something isn't right for him.
Okay. So let's change up a little bit here real quick. Chill that out. So that happened. We're back here. Jeremiel's standing beside Master Remnivore, and Remnivore goes back into his tent, and Jeremiel is able to step inside the tent before the flap closes if he so chooses.
And I'm going to.
Okay. So inside the tent, you see Remnivore and two others. There are two other mages dressed identically in all white except for the gold and red detailing. And you see them poring over. One is poring over a book. You're flipping through quickly, trying to find a reference, and another one has a piece of glass in front of him, and he's tapping on it in different places. And both of them are sitting relaxed in chairs in this small little space with a table between them. So that's what you see. What is everybody else doing? Because Munson did send out that message.
Or Ugbor ties off the animals that have been left with him to something sturdy nearby. Is there an existing hitching post or a guide wire for any of the tents?
50 feet away from the tents, there's definitely nothing but rocks. Close up to the tents, there is little else but the tents themselves with some tying ropes and stakes. Then there's the wind shears that are basically boxed poles that have a leather or a canvas stretched across it to block wind, and that's all that is in this area.
Okay. Well then, before we enter into a combat phase, I would like to move the camels up closer at a minimum.
Okay, fair enough. You can make it basically, we'll say, half the way from where you were, because you're 50 feet away, and you're herding these animals at your maximum speed. We'll say you make it up to about 25 feet.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else?
So, Yeah, I tried to do this earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt. Just as soon as I heard that they are Imperials, I would cast Tiny Servant to summon Anthony,
Mhm.
and I just give him the most like I will murder you, be quiet stare, and
Okay.
hand him, and and he does like a zipping his mouth, gesture, and I hand him my spell storing item.
And you're doing this like on the back of the griffin.
Yes.
So as you summon your tiny servant, um, what is his makeup? Does he have arms and legs? What's to prevent him from falling off of the griffin and saying, "Oh God, why?"
Yeah, I think his summon Amphrey doesn't it say he grows all that?
I thought it did, but I mean, I think it leaves it up to the maker's discretion on how it exactly
Oh, got you,
works.
got you. Okay.
I
So-
honestly thought that he was just like a toy robot that I made that I keep bringing back to life.
Sure.
Yeah, it says as the target animates and sprouts little arms and legs, becoming a creature under your control until the spell ends or the creature drops to 0 hit points.
Okay. I thought one of them, either Anthony or Squimbly, had a like a wheel system going on or something. So I just wanted to make sure.
Gotcha. My bad.
Yeah. If that's what we're going with, that's totally cool. So he spawns on the back of the griffin and hangs on, I assume, and reciprocates your look and makes ready.
Yep, he just sort of sits on my lap. There we go.
Okay.
Quick question. Bit off topic here. Would my spells be proficient or no?
No. His proficiency is only with certain types of weapons.
Okay,
And
I thought
armors.
so. For some reason, these were proficient. It would give me a +8 to attack overall. I was like, the fuck? Okay.
So we have Ugbor, that was Flint. We know Munson just relayed the message. Jeremy all saw all that stuff. So Pell and Vork, what are you guys doing?
Pell would message Munson and say, any tent you want us to hit in particular?
I would say, well, I guess technically I would ask that to Vork, how many are in there that you heard? And then I will say, tent 3 is clear, I'm headed to tent 4. So that would be
Are
up
these
to
tents
Vork to
numbered?
determine what he says.
No.
Well, the first one is there, then they're all lined up perfectly, so it should
We
be
all
pretty
should-
simple to tell.
We all show up to the same one. We're like,
Fuck.
this isn't 4 at all.
Little do you know, I'm in 10-4 already.
Vork, what are you doing? Is he still awake?
Is he
Oh, God, he
muted?
died
Nope.
again.
Yep. I think he's lost.
Well, if he's exhausted, I think he would have said there's at least a couple more in there. 'Cause that was my initial question when I did
Yes.
the voice chat.
Stands to reason.
Okay.
Okay, so Pell, what are you doing with this information?
Did he tell me which one?
Yeah, he said that there were 3 in tent number 3 that he cleared out. He's going to 4, is what he said.
And Vork would have told you tent 1 has a couple, at least 2 or 3.
So tent 1. Pell, go towards the first tent.
Okay. So
I
you
got an idea. I'm gonna nuke it.
Oh shit.
Oh, fuck.
so Pell redirects his griffin and just starts kamikazing towards the tent.
And
Okay.
once I get within 50 feet or 60 feet, I want to cast Flame Strike.
Flame strike. Okay.
I'll pop it up.
I have a question. Am I in 10-4?
You're in tent 1, the same tent that Pell is casting this thing on.
Yeah!
Cause,
Well, so the problem
Brother
is, I
Pellinel,
just,
all done effing around.
Jeremy, I see technically I see a version of you with the camel walk going away.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
as
have
does
seen
Pell.
Viz up, so I wouldn't have seen you.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, as does Pelnel. Pelnel sees you walking away, and you basically you and Ugbor are approaching each other. Your image, anyway. So Pel, you're
Oh, damn,
easily
that's a 60-foot range.
yeah you're easily able to get from wherever you were floating in the sky down to within range of these tents to make this strike. So
By the light of the moon.
and a vertical column of fire strikes down towards this tent. And the tent is basically a 10 by 10 square. They're small little tents. So the
About to
entire
be a whole lot smaller.
the entire tent would be engulfed in this attack. So we'll say I'm gonna have basically everybody in the tent, all four of you, the three Kirin associates and Jeremy L, to make the saves at disadvantage because they're in a tent. They don't see this coming.
Yeah, no,
No.
there's no way.
Not away.
So what am I doing?
Oh
a
no,
save
that's
on?
the tent with the field trip kids.
That's
Dexterity.
it's a dex save. So
At least I have a decent deck save.
Prove it.
Fuck you all.
okay,
It's 17, Dustin. For
17.
all the-
One of them, the guy with the glass tablet, makes the save with a natural 20. The rest do not make their saves.
So is it half damage?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh, what do I do? Oh, the radiant fire. So they take 24 damage.
Okay, 24 total damage. Okay. So,
That's the
Not a
save.
bad opener.
okay.
4, so 12
Although
damage
technically
for me.
the open was in the form of Munson's daggers.
Yeah, he opened up those guards good.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if they were guards. I just know
Opened
that
them right up.
I needed to clear them.
Okay.
So, is anyone in the tent still alive?
See, there's I'm doing math here. This is the fun part of D&D is the math. So halved damage for the guy that made the saves, right?
It'd
Yeah.
be 12.
12, so 12, okay. Gotcha. Okay. So as the fire rains down on this tent, the walls that Vorik was trying to immolate with his match striking and the tinder box, the fire starts to catch over there, and you see Vorik like get excited, then start stepping back to watch the tent burn, and then this message is coming through. Then Pell comes down, and a column of fire just slams into this tent like a hammer,
Oh, shit.
immolating everything around the tent. The books that were inside the tent start to kindle and flare up. And everybody inside is hit with flame and radiance. So everybody inside is still alive, but now the tent has been opened up and all this damage has been dealt. So now with Master Remnoir and two Kirin mages looking up at the sky as to where this came from, I'm gonna have everybody roll advantage now, or roll initiative now.
Roll
I'm
advantage.
Roll
I'm
advantage.
gonna roll or do my held action now that he is aware, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
I am going to cast and level up my inflict wounds to level 4
Nice.
on Master Renovar.
Okay.
I always
so-
roll shit when it
So-
comes to this.
So here's what we're going to do real quick, because I could not find a good thing for this. We'll do that. It'd be like tent, and tent, roughly. We'll say that. And get you over here. Pop you guys on the map. Yep, there you go. You got a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Where's everybody at? There you are. Flint. I'm missing Jeremy L. He's at the top. Okay. So yeah, he's in the tent. Vorik would be behind this tent. Pell is in the sky. Oopsie, let me get that back. Yeah, Pell is like in the sky, diagonally up here. Munson is in this tent, heading towards the other tent. Oh, you already got your thing. Cool. So you're about there. Ugbor is there, and Flint. Where are you, Flint? Do you think?
I guess I would be kind of close to Pell because I was chasing him.
Okay.
Because apparently I was it again, even though he didn't fall.
All right.
Right up tall.
So, go back to my journal here. What?
Before we get all into the nitty gritty, does anybody else have to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, actually.
Go for it. Yeah, let's take 5 while I get this set up.
Mm-hmm. So.
Didn't mean to take your thunder, Jeremiah, but
Oh no! You're perfectly fine. It's just the way I'm picturing this is a fucking amazing because suddenly Fireball essentially.
He's on PCP right now.
I thought he was gonna take the. I thought you were gonna take this someplace different. I thought you were gonna be like, oh no! I'm just so fucking mad.
No. Because this is actually kind of perfect because now suddenly everything's on fire. 2 Griffins are flying, and here I am about to fucking unleash hell on this Master Aeronivore guy with a level 4 inflict wounds and with my nat 20 initiative.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be dead.
Okay.
yeah, because in everyone else's eyes, you're like way the hell over here.
Yeah, or at least back where Ugbor is.
Or that direction. So we're like,
So-
okay, so all we see is, all right, he's free release.
Technically, would I have advantage on my attack since I'm invisible?
Yeah.
As long as they don't have seen Viz up, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure they would have seen me walk in.
I don't know. I'm just saying if they don't have seen Viz
They
up,
they don't see you though, right? Because you made the double or whatever.
It's still a lesser invisibility. That's the thing. It's a 2-in-1 spell, essentially. It creates an illusionary double that I can take an action to manipulate however I want and transfer my senses to it and back. And it sends me invisible. So it's actually kind of like a 3-in-1 spell. It's an amazing fucking spell that's just full of possibilities.
Hell
Here's
yeah.
my question: when you get hit with a spell, do you have to maintain concentration in your invis, or is that just part of the perk?
That is part of the concentration, yes, but the way this is kind of timing everything, since I am kind of holding that I have held my actions, and essentially as soon as I realize that things are going shit in a handbasket, that's when I'm pulling my my fucking.
Yeah. All I was asking
So-
was is if it's a concentration, you just got hit with an AOE, you'd have to do a con save to stay invisible. But if it's a natural ability or ability from your character that doesn't require concentration, then you'd still be
No.
invisible. So-
Yeah, no, I would still have to do the con save, but since I'm doing a spell attack, my visibility drops anyway. So
Well, technically, it drops this after you attack, so
true.
you'd be able to still get the advantage. So it really just depends if you're invisible to start or not, based
Yeah.
on
Speaking
your con save.
I'll say
So-
with the chaos of this exact situation, he would trigger this during the moment of impact with the fire, and the fire doesn't go away instantly once it impacts. There's the moment of immolation and resolution of the flames as it dissipates. So during this is when he would trigger it, and I would allow advantage on that because there's still a moment of chaos there that while his invisibility would be fading, it would not be immediately apparent.
Which really
Izzo,
makes sense.
dude, imagine Ugbor. Like, Jeremiah's just all like, yeah, I got this. I'm gonna be able to talk him down, no violence. And he walks in, and about 30 seconds later, just tents start exploding.
Right?
Wait till he enters tent number 3.
What's behind tent number 1, number 2, number 3?
Behind number 1 is Vorik.
Yeah.
Literally right behind it is Borg. Then they're like, oh shit.
You know that meme
Just
of that
Timber
kid
Box
in the
ever.
Wendy's?
Exactly.
That kid in the Wendy's, like, I'm uncomfortable. You all know the one?
No,
I do, yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't watch
oh,
commercials.
Oh, it's a meme. Hang on a
Mm.
moment.
Yeah, okay, I think that's a meme, not a commercial.
Same
You said
thing.
Wendy's, so
With Wendy's, it's
Just
the
see
same
if I
thing.
can't find it.
yeah, true. Yeah, you're not wrong with that. So yeah, this first round's gonna be just fucking chaos in this open air of a tent because if I hit with my spell, that's gonna be glorious.
Who are we waiting on anybody right now?
I'm good.
I'm back.
Yeah, we're waiting on bathroom breaks.
Yeah, but I have not heard back from Pelvork
Excuse me.
or. I mean,
I'm still here.
yeah, no, Messen's here. Yeah, so just Pelvork.
There we go. That's Vorik.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay, I get that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm pretty sure this one would probably be me.
There you go.
Dogs do act like that.
They do all the time. That was a human this time, I swear, it wasn't me.
Who, me?
See the dog in the freaking.
It was the other
Oh,
dog.
yeah, yeah.
But we have one dog.
I'm just glad that now, like with how everything went, like it's been going perfectly, even with the fail psychic damage.
Here, Ogbor, this.
And then
this
Flint is just
truly-
seeing. Flint
this
is just
truly
seeing
Borg.
everything. Flint is just seeing everything
Yeah.
blow up, and I am last in initiative, so I'm just like,
Wait for me. I got little legs.
Okay, so we're all
This
good.
this is Ugbor right here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. That's me.
Okay, so Jeremiel, what is your held action that you're resolving?
I am going to cast 4th level inflict wounds on the master Erebor guy.
Okay, do you is that a save for him, or is that a melee attack?
It's just a straight up melee spell thing.
Okay, roll to hit.
And then with it, it's being advantage. 30-20.
30-20. So that's going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage, please. So
Why did it do that?
You gotta click the inflict wounds on the chat box,
Oh,
not
yeah.
the spell in your spell book.
Oh,
yeah, like
my
that.
bad.
There you go.
My bad.
I rolled it for you, and holy crap!
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah. So you tell me, Jeremiel, as you grab Master Remnivar with your hands and use necrotic energy to drain his life force, how he dies.
Damn.
I just kind of walk up behind him, a little bit to the side, place my hand on his shoulder, and whisper, "You should have done with the entertainment." And I just kind of draw in his life force.
Could have fucked.
Okay.
yeah, I think that's what the scientist was thinking. He's like, this guy's propositioning me.
Okay.
I'm an entertainer of sorts.
So, with that held action resolved, and it's now at the beginning of initiative, it's Jeremiel's turn. So you do that. Now it's your turn. You see these other two guys in front of you. What are you doing?
I'm going to cast Blight on one of them.
Okay.
This one right here, I guess, the one to my side.
Okay. So go ahead.
And that is just a straight up Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save. His con save is a 2. I don't even need to add modifiers. He loses.
Alright, so 8d8 damage.
Go for it.
Plus 4. For some reason? 4. Oh, do the charisma bonus, though. I don't actually have an attack thing on this. Give me a second. 88.
8d8. That'll do it. Jeremiel again slices through another one of the mages of the Key Ren, just leveling him.
Jeez.
Are you doing anything else on your turn, since that was your action?
I just kind of stand there, just proudly, like, looking down at the other one, like, you gonna run or are you gonna stay and die?
Okay. Ibor, the tent is burning down around the scene, so you can see Jeremiel, his eyes glowing slightly as he drops invisibility, grabs a guy and sucks the life from him, and then kills another guy right after. What are you doing?
Oh, also my double vanishes as well due to me dropping my concentration on my mislead.
Gone.
It kind of vanishes in front of Ugbor a little bit.
Alright, what does Ugbor do? Let's look at that distance. Okay, let's see. So this guy, Big Dead, or no, wait, these two are still there?
My bad. He's big dead. Yeah, he gone.
Okay.
I would hope so. 41 HP.
DM, what would you say that distance is in actuality?
That's correct. This grid should be accurate.
Okay, cool.
Well, forget the grid. It's accurate under the map there. It should have been better, but so your line there of 35 feet was right.
Dope. All right. So I'm gonna run up, and I'm gonna grapple him.
Grapple him. Okay. So that's a contested strength. Go ahead and roll me a strength.
I wonder how this is gonna go.
The mage rolled a 9 on how strong he was.
I win in my bonus. I don't have to roll.
Good, keep him alive. We can interrogate him.
I'll throw it out here just so you can see. I am not lying.
Sure. Okay, so he is grappled. You grab him, and like, are you bear hugging him, or are you just how you doing it?
Yeah, no. Let's see. Okay, so like the way I envision it, Ugbor is running at the guy's front, and he does a classic boxing slip and gets behind him, throws him into a headlock.
Okay. So you have this guy on walk. Are you doing anything else?
That is it for this turn.
Munson, you're up.
Well, it didn't get mine or Vorik's initiative on
Well,
there.
you roll
That's
initiative
fair.
and then you're supposed to pull initiative and then manually enter it.
I mean,
Okay.
I can't because there's no token for it
Okay, let me see.
Oh, for who?
for me.
You're up top, aren't you?
Yeah, he's up top. Here, I'll move
But,
you down
like,
here. There
Yeah,
you
your
go.
character's up there.
Yeah, I had you in the thing.
Oh, you're 15, so it's right under me.
No, I'm 18.
Oh, 18. Oh, you're all the way up there.
18
Gotcha.
first.
So you're before me. Perfect.
What did Vorik get? Did he roll?
11, I think.
Yeah, then you got 11.
Cool. So we'll do that again. And pop. There you go. Pell, your turn.
I mean, I'm flying around. I don't
You
really
are.
know what to do.
You're actually flying down like a Valkyrie on a griffin, striking fire from the sky. But
Pull
you
up,
know,
pull up.
AC/DC is playing in the background.
We have air support.
Which AC/DC song though? That matters.
I don't know. I was thinking, freaking Fortunate Son, because fucking like Huey's providing air
It's the
support.
only.
That's not AC/DC.
No,
Try
but fuck
again.
AD. I don't even
It's
know what
the- it's the-
ACDC to fit this.
It's the only AC/DC song that ever matters.
I mean, there's a couple. We got Hell's Bells. You got Highway to Hell. I think that was the ACDC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's clearly
I'm just-
Thunderstruck.
I'm just gonna land right for this one,
Okay.
and I will get off and be like, "Be a good girl now," and I'll just walk inside the tent. What is in here?
In that tent is looking around. It's boxes and crates. Some of them are open, some of them not. There's a table that has papers just sprawled on it. There is one crate on beside you that is open, and inside is just brown wrappings, like small packages stacked and stacked and stacked on top of each other. There is one giant barrel that has a tap on it that is currently closed, but it's storage.
I'll walk out. Don't set this tent on fire. And I don't really know what else to do. Agbor's got them covered, so I'm just going to end my turn.
Okay, Manson.
I would head to door number 4.
Okay. Heading in that tent, you. How do you enter the tent? Let me ask you that.
Same thing as last time. Open it and slip in.
Slipping in the tent, you look inside, and in this tent, it's dark, but giving your eyes just half a second to adjust. You see in here there is just a big table, a couple chairs lining the edges, just like 3 on one side, 2 on the other, and a table that has a map on it with some pins and some letters and things. There's nobody in this tent.
I will take all the letters and slip them in the thing while I'm invisible. So as I grab them, they just kind of vanish as I collect them and claim them as mine into my satchel. And then I will spend my action just. Is this like a full map that's sprawled out, or is it one I can just roll up real quick? Like, is it one of those I could roll up and like?
It's sprawled out, but there's pins like pinning it to the table and different things. It looks very similar to the one you saw in Foster's dungeon.
As a quick glance, could I roll an investigation to see, or something to see if it matches exactly, or if there's new spots? I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
Like if there's any new added spots.
Yeah, I'll let you roll as an investigation on that.
I'll use those action. Natural 20, 29.
20.
Wait. I think I get a D4. Hold on. 32.
What was the D4 from?
I think it's investigation or is Arcana and sleight of hand. I forget. My tireless precision.
Okay.
Nope,
So-
never mind. So it's just 29. My
29.
apologies.
No problem. So with a 29, you see that most of the dots are basically in the same spot. Some have moved a little bit, but they're roughly in the same spot as you've seen in Jacob Foster's map.
Okay, I'll just take all the papers and that'll be my action. My bonus action, I will dash
hmm
to out here, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. With no obvious enemy, this combat has concluded.
Oh, is that one not dead? Or
Nope,
alive?
he is grappled.
He's
By
I'm
Ugbor.
sorry, I forgot that he had grappled and not dead because it's Ugbor. What were you planning to do, Ugbor, with him? Just out of curiosity, were you planning to holding him to try and do something, or were you holding him for an attack for later?
Yeah, I was gonna perform a full suplex.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. So, backing up into this then. Vorik, are you awake?
Yes, I'm here.
Cool. It is your turn, buddy. What are you doing?
Moida.
Okay. Who are you doing?
Anybody and everybody.
Go for it. I'm holding this dude, but you gotta try not to hit me.
Jeez.
Realistically,
Cause
Are
I'm
you-
grappling him. I'm more like that, really, I guess.
so technically, if he's grappling and holding him, if I go up and stab him, I get advantage, right?
I would think so. Munson, do you have any input on that?
I mean, he's incapacitated.
He ran to the bathroom, but yes, if he is incapacitated or grappled, if he's just grappled, then no, it wouldn't be advantage. But if he's restrained, then yes, it would be.
There you go. So
Munson, your voice changed. Did you just suck in helium?
Yes.
That would
Yes.
be the lovely Mama Mun.
Hello.
so yes, you have advantage on that.
So dagger. So stab.
Okay, go for it. Try and hit him.
It's advantage.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
means you get sneak attack too.
Sneaky. It's a 30 non-natural 20.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. You want? Is that with the advantage or no?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see the math there. Okay. Yeah, so that's gonna hit for sure. Go ahead and make the damage. That's exactly how much health he had left.
That'd be so. I want to walk over though. How are you holding him, boy?
Right, so
Belly to belly
would-
or belly to back?
no. Let's see. I'm behind him. My belly, his back. I've got him in like a half Nelson, I guess.
I want
I have one arm up under an arm of his, and then the other one is locking that arm so that I'm squeezing real hard against him, pulling his shoulder up into his neck.
So I want to walk up to him, and I'm gonna put my finger on his mouth and just say, "Shh," and then take my dagger and just push it through his jugular.
Yeah, dude.
It's totally calm, just straight.
Yes, just
Like this is happening.
It
Yes.
will all be over soon.
It's probably
Excellent.
the kind of thing that would make anybody that was present when he killed the farmer feel really uneasy because it went down pretty much the same way.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay. So he'd be dead. He'd be very dead. That boy weighed in with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it.
Just throw it out in the desert somewhere for the coyotes
No,
to eat it.
So-
no longer a him anymore. It's got to be food or snake bait now.
Quick question: how much stuff is on fire right now?
Tent one for sure.
Tent 1 is the only one that's on fire. Their tents are far enough apart that the fire is not spread. The only thing inside the tents that is still kindling and burning a little bit is like the tent poles and the canvas, and some of the books that are in here, which there's not many, are still lighting and are on fire.
I quickly motivate Vork and Ugbor into action to try and extinguish the fire to prevent any books from completely going to flames. I want to know what they were researching on.
Okay, so you guys hear Jeremy will ask you to help him extinguish the books and everything.
All right. Ugbor cuts off some fabric from the tent and makes a makeshift rucksack and uses that to get significant handfuls of sand to throw on the fire.
They'll
Okay.
come over and just start dragging the bodies out.
leave them in there, and they could have some roasted.
No, go to
What?
them.
They prefer
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah, and I don't think they would want the two that I killed.
It's alright, I turned them into goop before.
So as you guys do that, before my invis pops back, I'd walk to my horse, kind of whisper, touch it, let it know it's me. Then I'd hop on it until my invisibility popped, and then you just find me on my horse.
Oh, what have you been doing, Munson?
Oh, just reading my notes from tent number 4.
Those are some sharp notes, Munson.
Yes. There wasn't much in tent 3, guys. Just saying it. Just some blood. I mean, technically, you can take the bodies for the griffins if you want.
Did
We'll check see what's on them.
did anything look interesting in the tent around them?
The second tent's full with storage stuff. If you guys, they might have a water skin or something in there for you.
Yeah. Ugbor. Well, first of all, Ugbor stays on task. He's just kind of like talking while he's walking by to throw sand on the fire. How's that coming, DM?
It's very successful actually because the fires are very concentrated. So as you pick up handfuls of sand and like sprinkle them over top of all the things you're trying to get to, it very quickly extinguishes it what you're trying to get at.
Dope.
In my brain, I see him going in like all four doggy form and like paddling all behind his ass, like at each fire spot, just like a freaking sandstorm inside a box.
So much like Ugbor.
Yeah.
And then I let him know tent number 4 had another map with notes, which the map looked identical to the one I've studied earlier. Seemed to have a little more advancement, but very little.
Interesting.
I do let Pell know beside me right now while Ugbor is dog throwing the sand. Before the tent spontaneously combusted, I noticed one of them was messing with some piece of glass. You know anything about this?
Foster had something like that. Let's look in these bodies. He's gonna like just start pulling through their robes.
Yeah. If you want to go ahead and start looking at their bodies, I'm gonna look at this other tent over here, see if there's anything useful in the chest.
He'll look at you, and like, I guess you've got like soot or something on you from being on fire.
Yeah, here it comes.
What?
Yeah, it's fine. I wasn't really expecting a sudden tornado of fire to hit the tent while I was in here.
You wanna ask Pell's help getting cleaned up?
I did see you walking away over there, but if I did this, hold on, and he'll just put a hand on you. You'll feel good, and you'll heal everything that you fucking got.
Nice. Okay. Well, thank you, man. Yeah, no worry. Don't blame yourself on that. It's one of my nice little spells that I have.
Yeah, I could have swore I saw you out there, but my bad. I didn't know.
Hey,
No, you're good. You're
hey,
good.
Flint, can you roll me a history check, please?
Absolutely. Also, I would just try to have,
A good time?
yeah, just try to have a good time.
I'm down.
Since I didn't get, like, everyone is dead before he even gets there. He's kind of crestfallen.
What, you wanna
So
help
he's
me
just,
with the bodies?
well, I'm just sort of trying to have Freckles just like bat sand toward it, like with her wings.
Oh yeah. That actually probably help a lot more than what Ugbor's doing.
Okay.
You're doing great, Ugbor.
Flint, as you enter the fray, at the very last, your griffin touches down and skids to a stop, spraying sand. You hop off with it with Swimbly, ready to go, and your friends are now walking around. You see Ugbor drop the last body to the ground, and it deflates you a little bit. Has it been? Well, I had you roll the history, and I realized that. How much of the conversation between Jeremiah and the mages did you hear? I'm not sure about that, honestly.
None.
I didn't say anything that happened. So.
Yeah. So.
I just knew they were Imperials.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can ignore the history check then.
Ha.
Well,
Well, you might say that these Imperials are history. Am I right, boys?
I still have a level 4 inflict wounds up my sleeve. Don't you?
There's still a couple sleeping. Tent 3.
What? Right now? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, you want to take a look?
I think you're talking about the dead one.
Oh, but they're sleeping though. They never moved.
Oh.
I'm
They're,
gonna roll perception for the boxes, see what's in them.
Dude, I totally my brain totally tells me that Ugbor would like run over there with his axe out or sword.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this.
That's
so
exactly
excited.
what happened. What if I?
In those boxes, just from looking at them with perception, You can see that it's basically some packages of some sort, stacks of papers that have been laid out and then gone through, laid out again, and gone through again, just over and over again as they reference something, looking for something. There is boxes of what seems to be food, a barrel which you can assume is full of water, but just from percepting, from looking at stuff, that you couldn't tell exactly. Would you like to investigate?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and investigate.
Okay, then roll me an investigation. So, with a 10, you go through a couple of things. The packages just inside the door on the right with the opened up chest, those are wrapped bundles of meat and bread and butcher's paper and cheeses and basically a food supply. You see that, upon cracking the tap on the barrel that's there, it's just water. The letters on the table are pieces of paper that have been delivered to this outpost with stamps, like wax seals, blue from the Empire. They've been broken and laid out, and it seems to be descriptions on movements of camps, of locations, and a lot of high-level military jargon and things you don't fully understand, but you kind of get the gist of. Other than that, it seems to be just full of supplies.
Does my notes I take out of tent 4, does it say anything of interest as I pull them out and read them?
The notes that you took out of tent 4?
Yeah, because you said there was notes or there was papers all over. I took all the papers.
Yes, those notes are different. Those notes detail not just military movements and high-level, commands and things like that. These notes are of similar nature, but they are personal deliveries. They are instructions on what this encampment specifically is to do, and the status of the spies within the districts that and their ongoing measures. There's talks of spies in Fiola, in Thisk, in South Sunder, and different things, and it gives updated movements. And you can't help but notice that they're in a format that you're very slightly familiar with. Something strikes you that is familiar about this format in these letters.
That's when you kind of hear out from inside the tent, "Hey guys, you might want to see this."
Hold on, I'm looking at these bodies.
Well, this is slightly more important. This is full-on movement, like army movement and camp movement information. You might want to look at this.
These guys might have stuff.
Also, there's food and barrels of water in here.
Ugbor comes running in.
Yeah, the sadness that Ugbor feels when he discovers that the sleeping people are actually dead. That's what Flint feels when he shows up late to the party. Like, aw.
Munson, make me a history check, please.
I believe I only have history. That would be a 17 plus 5, so 22.
Okay. You combining your knowledge of what you've seen in the past, what you've heard, the look of these letters, you piece together in your mind. It takes a second for all of the parts to come together. But you realize that Jeremiel was talking to a man who identified himself as Master Remnevoir. And after seeing these letters, it clicks. That's the same name that appeared in the missive that you guys found on the body of the Empire agent that was trying to run from you.
Oh. You mean at the beginning when we
At the beach.
Yes.
Yes, when you tried to make me read before the class.
When Munson wanted to take me swimming.
When Alfred tried to make a friend.
And before you guys dispatched 6 Empire agents of the Key Ren, no less, without them being able to take a chance to do anything about it. And one of them being uh, a high importance figure that he is now dead.
How did that make you feel as a DM?
That doesn't bother me.
He's true neutral.
As I read these, I don't inform anybody. Just because, off the top of my head, he would more process the importance of who it was and what we did and why we did what we did. But at the same time, he's also considering going to that body and doing what he does to all bodies.
Yeah, it's about this time that Ugbor kind of asks, like, sort of in Jeremy L's direction, like, what the hell happened to talking?
Talking what?
Just talking to him.
I think Pelinel happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Oh. Well, they were very determined to get away, like have me go away. So without arousing too much suspicions, I casted a double, went invisible, and followed them into the tent to try to learn more. And then suddenly, tent go fire.
Oh,
That was me. I did that.
That
Oh,
was
shit.
awesome.
Thank you.
As he says that, I will inform the group in my mind of who the general was, the master, and how he was related to our land ho understanding from the mission human that we caught earlier. That was along the B sign. I'll just kind of give the delay information after Jeremiah says all that.
Are you saying that's in your mental link?
Yeah, to everyone else.
Alright.
As you say that out loud, I just tell them just because it's like, okay, this is what happened. They all died. You went to go get information. We blew up the tent. And then obviously assassinated him. But as that happened, I would have informed the group, this is who he was. I got a letter that indicates this. And where he kind of sat in roles of importance.
Well,
Might have been a good thing.
I kind of yell for Pell, "Hey, Pell, bring that magical bag so we can stuff more food and water in there."
Hold on. Looking at bodies.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and go into the third tent.
What is in these goddamn bodies, Dustin?
I was waiting for you to ask me. As you investigate the bodies of Remnivar and the two agents that are there, you find, unless it's been taken otherwise, I think it's been mentioned but left, the glass tablet that one was using. You find a total of 16 silver between them.
I don't care about this, and I'll just throw the money back.
And you find one on each of the lesser mages, the ones that are not Master Remnivar. You find one each bands of Barillo on both of them.
I will bring all that to Munson. Be like, here, smart guy.
What's a Banzabarolo?
I don't know. He's gonna figure this out. He's a smart man.
So basically what
I'll
you'd find in its physical description is a baseball-sized hunk of metal that it looks to be just bands of metal just ringed on each other.
I think I know what it is.
I mentioned it to Pell because I think that this will be a common item used during the wartime, so you might be familiar with it through that.
Okay. Hey, so you can throw these at people and kind of lock them up, sorta. And you'll like gesture the glass piece to like Munson or Flint. Be like, I have no idea. You guys are smarter than me. Oh, there's money right there if anybody wants it.
Rather bold assumption of you.
Or takes the 16 silver.
Okay.
Is the tent I'm in have the 3 bodies that have been sliced up?
Yes, the tent has a total of 4 cots with 3 bodies in it. One of them is like half propped up against the bed and is in a really contorted way. The other 2 are just laying there as if they were asleep.
I kind of mutter to myself, "Good lord, whoever killed these guys, show no mercy." I'm gonna go ahead and go loot their bodies and see if there's anything interesting in them.
On these bodies, you find a book, a tied spell book on each one of them, and you also find one banded metal ball on one of them. And other than that, just a water skin, and on one of them, a half-eaten portion of food.
What was the 2 tied spell books?
Yep, spell books, bounded books that are on the bodies of the 2 sleeping mages.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and eat the rest of that whatever half-eaten thing was. As I'm just, shuffling through the last of the bodies.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around and see if was there anything of interest in this beside that Munson might have left.
Okay. In the room, there's some footlockers that have personal effects, some doodles and drawings, personal studies and notes and things. Magic, but nothing that you yourself would know about or be super interested in.
All right.
I will say that you guys would have been able to find Remnivoirs and the other spell books if they weren't on fire.
Well, I mean, we did stop them on fire. They're just slightly tinged.
So ironically, I don't think that spell actually sets stuff on fire. Let me check. I mean, you can.
Does it not?
It does, because it is a giant pillar of flame, but.
I mean, just F the last half hour of my descriptions.
Can I use mending on those books?
Oh yeah, we could. Yeah.
Or if they're spell books, so they should be magical, and usually like magical stuff don't catch on fire.
Says the one who rained down fire from above.
I am.
Okay, and so for this instance, it doesn't say explicitly, but I would just myself rule that Flame Strike would set things in the immediate area that are flammable and not being held or worn or carried on fire. That being also said, the spellbooks are magical and couldn't be caught on fire typically, but this is both radiant and magical fire damage. So I would say that would circumvent that. Do you think differently?
No, I
No, I
think
agree
that's
with
fine.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
So-
I'm gonna go ahead and walk back, and I asked Ugbor how is the fire gone?
Yes, at this time the fire is basically extinguished.
I'm gonna go ahead and start
I was
digging
able to
up.
get it put out, buddy.
I'm gonna go ahead and help you dig out all the books and fire and everything, and just start organizing from damaged to undamaged.
Remember, we don't want to be here all day. We still have a original plan, original mission.
At this point in time,
That's right.
how far is the sun in the sky right now?
It's about mid-evening.
Way up
Mid-evening.
there.
Yeah, we
Okay.
time we keep traveling.
I mean, all right. Well, while I'm doing this, Pell, you want to go into that second tent and just start putting all the crates of food and water into
Well,
that magic bag of yours?
We don't need the water.
I mean, we're in the desert. More water is better.
Hell,
I think-
create water daily, so that we might.
True, but if we have water and food, then it just doesn't have to use his spells. If we don't have to.
I don't think it is.
Water's great, but I absolutely do want to look for a water skin. Ugbor goes and check some of the personal effects what is he able to procure?
Yeah,
Do I need to do an investigation?
no, with enough determination and intent looking like that, especially with the intent of supplies, you're eventually able to find a water skin for yourself.
Okay, cool. I will take that water skin.
Alright, and I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mending on all the damaged books.
Okay. You go to the books and cast the spell, and the spell starts to take, and some of the pages like restore, but not all the way. Just like maybe an. Well, imagine the page is like most of the way burned, right? So the page is most of the way burned. It grows like maybe a half inch out, but the text on the page is gone. It's just plain paper, and it doesn't mend beyond that.
Damn, okay.
I kind of look at Flint. Do you wish to take another body of collection for your version?
Flint rankles his nose at the smell of all this necrosis and
Well,
says,
the ones I take down don't smell.
"Oh, some of these were killed clean?"
Oh, of course. Go to tent number 3.
The one of the 3 bodies from the first tent is
Come here, girl.
clean.
Oh, good
And
heavens.
I take the best girl, and I just go in and see if she's hungry. There doesn't seem to be a whole shortage of bodies out here, so
No, but if you have a
I'm not
bag
even
of
gonna take
clothing or
any.
whatever, you could,
Just like
clean them.
let her have a snack.
I throw one of the pieces I had towards spaghetti.
Oh yes, I'll have Squimbly collect a couple fingers.
I'm gonna go ahead and investigate the books after we repaired and see if there's anything of use.
Okay. The animals sniff around at the bodies, but don't seem to be interested. They just kind of disregard it.
That's okay, good girl. And I break off a piece of cheese and feed it to her.
Okay. So you're going to investigate the books and do what now?
Just to see if there's anything like if they're like is it like a ledger or anything like the books are the books important. I'll take.
Okay.
Like I want to know what's in these books.
There's very little books. There's only probably about a half dozen, and almost all of them are burned to different degrees. But from what you are able to gather, 3 of them were spell books, and 3 of them were non-spell books. Of the non-spell books, there are some that seem to have journalized notes about what they were doing out here, shorthand about something they were tracking, but it's mostly ruined.
Are these books at least worth 25 gold each, or any of them?
Given what you know, no, they would not be. These are basically worthless now.
Alright. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave them behind. I'm sure maybe the other 2 bounded spell books are at least worth 25 gold, maybe.
Can I see one of those spell books from you, Jeremy? One's from the clean section, not the burnt section.
Yeah. I go ahead and give him one of the bounded spell books.
Okay.
I'll look into it and see what kind of spells these are, if they're anything that are recognizable, or if it seems more of a sorcerer based, maybe.
All
wizard based.
all these books seem to be basically learned knowledge, so wizard based. The spells that you're able to discern immediately are Firebolt, Light, Mage Hand, Prestidigitation, Detect Magic, Mage Armor, Misty Step, Suggestion, Counterspell, Fireball, Fly, Greater Invisibility, and Cone of Cold.
Damn.
May I take one of these books? Would you mind, Jermel? It could be a backup spell books for me if anything happens to mine.
No, go ahead. I found 2 of them, so you can keep one of them.
Okay, because I can switch from my book to that book at any time if I choose. So it'd be nice to have a backup, maybe a switcheroo of spell practice.
Hey, whatever helps you, man.
I appreciate it.
Could I have one of those? And I point to the little. I forgot what you called them. The grenades.
Oh, the iron band here. Yeah,
It's like a ball, right?
yeah. It's like interlinking bands around each other.
Okay. Is there a? All right. Can I like figure out a way to, like, um, diffuse it or whatever?
Reverse engineer it.
Yeah, pretty much. Just like take it apart and take all the dangery things out.
Okay. Do you want to try to identify the item or investigate it? Or what are you trying to do?
Actually, great idea.
Here, you want guided?
Too late. Too late, but the number was good. Taking time to look at this item, you turn it over in your hands and you look at the different interconnections. Some rings move, some don't. And looking at it, you get the idea that this is magic of some sort. So, if not with the trigger activation, because it's not moving when you touch it, there's no buttons or any sort of latches, rings, anything to trigger these rings. So, it has to be some sort of intent or maybe a code word that activates this thing, maybe an action that you do. But it would take more than you're able to do right now in this moment to figure out how to learn the secrets of this metal ball in your hands.
So I couldn't deactivate it?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. I will pocket it carefully.
Have a good night.
Never get out, buddy.
Night, Betty.
Good night.
Bad knot.
Bad enough.
Alright, well, is everyone good here, or?
Oh, they have this thingy. If either you or if Flint or Mountain wants to look at it, he pulls out that glass thingy. This is what Foster was using, wasn't it?
I don't know who the Foster is, but that definitely looks like the glass thing one of them was using before the tip blew up.
Yeah, I think we can get like information from this thing somehow.
As far as I'm concerned, it's kindling.
Here, toss it to me. I'll fiddle around with it.
Munson, would you like to see it, Mr. Smartman?
Yeah, I can take a look. See what it offers.
Take a look.
I know what's his name already has one, so yeah, I'll take a look, see if I can figure it out real quick. And if not, I will give it to Jim now. So
I'm just gonna
I
be
will
tossing that
look
ball.
at it, and you want me to maybe Arcana check to see if I can figure it out, or investigation, or is there anything in particular you think I would need to understand?
You do Arcana, I will investigate.
I'll say you can either use investigation, arcana, or I believe you have identify spell if you want to use that too.
I do have identify spell, but I would Arcana first to see if I would want to use identify spell or
Sure.
identification. Alright, that would be a 29.
29. And that was arcana, you said?
Yeah.
With a 29 on arcana, you identify this easily as the one of the duplicates that operates the same as the one Foster had. It's basically the same size glass, the same make. With the knowledge from Jeremiel that someone was reading off of this tablet of glass, it beckons that knowledge that this has to be that kind of thing. So with your knowledge of Arcana, you would know that this has to be used by someone who knows how to use it. So that there's a lot of things involved with it that involve hand motions, probably passwords, operative movements on how to manipulate the artifact to bring to you information. None of which you have, but you know that you need all these things to use this thing.
You need to hack into it. Gotcha.
Yep.
I'll toss it to Jeremiah and be like, this is basically a calling card from location to location, but you have to kind of know what requirements are needed, what signals, password protected, key sigils, who knows. I do not know any of that for this one, obviously, because the person who had possession of it is now murdered. But um, quite fancy, you might be able to get some money off of it, maybe. But or if we could get someone like Foster, or not Foster, sorry, like Gerke to look at it down the road, maybe he could figure it out or know who it's connected to.
There's no way for me to bullshit my way into this, right?
I'm guessing with the 20 Arcana, I would say nearly impossible.
So it's not a technological thing that I could.
I
It,
don't know.
it's technological, but nothing similar to what you are familiar with.
So essentially, I can't hack it.
You can certainly try. Anybody can try to do whatever they want to this item, but if your interactions are not exact, it's not going to work.
I mean, I could always. Oh god, that'd be funny. We could always raise him back to life and ask him. But,
I mean,
did you talk
do I?
to him, Jeremiah? The spirit. I mean,
Let's just get out of here.
I give you the exact name. Would you be able to find it that way?
I mean, I know what spell you're talking about, but the reason why I didn't get that spell because I knew Pal had that spell.
Look, if we're not finding the Ark of the Covenant, let's go.
I want to see Munson raise somebody from the dead to say, "You got any games on your phone?"
Like, what game is fun? I want to play. Like, I've played a lot of games, but I'm sure you have some secret games that I want to test out. I know. That's like my number one spell I use more than any of them anymore. He's dead! Bring him back. Question him.
Well, I was kind of hoping
I prefer
that
Birds of Rage.
I mean, I do have Zone of Truth and stuff like that, but
the target has to be alive.
Yeah, so once again, Vork screwed things up.
Well, that's not true. Technically, Pell could bring him back to life.
Yeah, he could. Technically.
I don't think any of that's needed. I don't think we're going to really get too much from this, other than that we know that now that the Key Rune and the Empire are in cahoots for sure, still.
So, I'll tell Jim, I'll just keep it as a souvenir. Maybe one day you can sell it for high value. And I'll
Was that easy? You said kill them all?
we already did that, don't worry about it.
That was the easy part.
Alright, well, I mount back up on my camel.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's head to the direction we were headed based on the map in which my brain remembers.
Okay.
Yes, you a good kitty.
You guys remount and begin traveling back in the direction that you were heading. And as you leave this area to approach the mountains that you see in the distance, you see up close, they look more like this. There's
some funky looking monuments.
Ignore the creatures and encampments there, but for the purposes of the art, to give a better representation, this is what they look like. Rises and arches of cut rock that band over this this area here that spans at least several cities worth of land. You don't see any encampments or anything nearby. It's just a weird atmosphere as far as the way this land was forged, and makes it seem like it was carved rather than naturally eroded.
I guess I would ask Flint and Pell if, as they fly around, if there's anything up in the upper halves of these carvings, and see if there's any open tunnelways or any holes in any of the tops or anything that we could get into, and maybe find an easy, safer place to camp for the night when we get near the camping time.
I'll give it a shot.
Instead of being stuck down here on the ground level.
Nope.
See my
No, you don't see anything moving around. You don't see any obvious orifices in the earth to shelter yourself. There's a lot of places around to like hide under many of the arches, up against some of the spires that poke out of the sands and form shadowed areas that you could use, but nothing obvious or anything that speaks out as, hey, this would be a great place to live.
Or a good place to rent for the night.
I don't think we'll be doing any renting.
Yeah, I figured, when it hit nighttime, we'll need to rest. So I was just hoping maybe we could find us a one-sided, easy exit entrance, so we can,
Ooh,
sleep
yeah,
soundly.
yeah.
But I tried.
That way, if we get cornered,
We can destroy them again. Yeah. As we're on our horses moving along and all that, we can technically short rest, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I'll do that and get my fits on the spell slot.
While we're traveling, then I'm gonna go ahead. If traveling is technically a short rest on the horsebacks and everything,
Sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my songs of rest.
Nice.
So let me double check what that does.
And I'm going to harness divine power and get a second level slot back.
I'm gonna do nothing because I didn't take damage last fight.
yeah, me neither.
You're not happy about it, clearly.
Clint is so goddamn mad right now. And like he knows it's not your fault, but he's still mad at you.
So, hey Dustin, how I'm not quite understanding this.
Mhm.
It says the Song of Rest. At the end of the short rest, regain hit points at the end of the short rest by spending one or more hit dice. Each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6 hit point. So I'm expending my own hit die for them to heal. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Let me just look at it real quick.
I'm trying to understand the meaning behind the writing here, the way they have it worded.
If you or any friend creatures who can hear your performance regain hit points by spending hit dice at the end of short rest, each creatures regain extra. No, let me double check that because that just says they gain an extra 1d6.
Let me check. I got Laszlo still. He somehow has a bardic inspiration used.
Song of Rest. Yeah, but you can you can use soothing music.
No, so they use their hit dice, and they get an extra 1d6 hit points on.
Yeah. So anybody short resting right now, and you're regaining health. If you're doing that, you also get a 1d6.
All right, and no one's injured but me, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't even be injured now.
No, I'm still injured by a little bit because of the sandstorm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm missing 3 hit points because of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about my hit points for a short rest on that. All right, well, if that's the case, no songs of rest. But just in the off chance, I'm gonna go ahead and do another Spirit Tales.
Okay.
Oh.
Let me reshuffle the cards real quick. I really need to find like an actual tarot card deck, which has only 12 cards in it.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of
really hard
fun.
to come by.
Yeah. All right, and it is number 5.
What did you say, like a tarot deck?
Yeah, that's my spell focus. Is my tarot deck.
Books a Million has a shit ton of them.
Yeah. So it's Tale of the Avengers, so I can retain this. For 1 minute, any creature that hits the target with a melee attack takes force damage equal to a roll of your bardic inspiration die.
There you go.
So,
Traveling through this area, it's very off-putting, but not overtly dangerous. You guys are able to make it all the way through this area of the sand plate. But by the time you reach the end of it, it would be basically dark. Now you are able to start seeing signs of the giant mountain in the middle of the sand plate, in between these spires as you walk. What do you guys want to do?
well, I mean, I say let's go ahead and start setting up camp.
I agree.
They're like, are we just out in like open desert?
Yeah, it's basically open desert. These spires and arches are decorative landscape, but there's nothing that seems to be targeting you right now as far as that goes. But yeah, you're basically out in open desert and sand and rock.
You guys want to go to like a spire so we're not at least out in the open desert?
How far away is the closest spire?
The
I
closest
don't know.
one,
You're gonna blow it up before I get there.
Come on.
the closest one to you guys as you're walking is maybe a couple 100 feet away.
Yeah, well, we can go to the spire.
Tally ho.
Okay, so you guys head over to the nearest spire to try and make camp. So, as you set up your camp, is there anything specific you're doing?
Yeah, I'm rolling initiative against the spire.
Okay. Spire
Cool.
gets 13.
Oh.
Huh.
I'm afraid to see where that goes, so I'm not going to go with that.
Little do you know, it's actually alive.
It's actually a tramp, but it's a desert one.
You hear a crack as the spire falls on you.
You take 1d1000 damage.
Yeah.
You know, if it
Could do no damage. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and actually cook everyone some dinner. So, you know, with the campfire and everything, with my jar of grease, I'm gonna use a little bit, and then I'm gonna use a. So when it says flask of oil, what kind of oil is it exactly?
We'll say it's
Kinda creeping
just
me out, Bard.
general purpose cooking oil. We'll say that.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use some of that, the flask of oil. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. And how much would feed?
What are you making? I'll teach you how to cook right now.
Well, you know, I have a couple of ideas. I mean, if you have some ingredients that you like to throw in, that's welcome. All I got is some mint and some grease and oil.
They'll come over and give you a pound of geese meat.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put in a pound of the salted beef, just to kind of mix it in.
Okay.
So, and with a little bit of mint that I've gathered earlier in the day,
Okay.
I'm gonna throw that in there. Anyone else have anything that they want in there?
So you have oil and salty beef and mint.
And a pound of goose.
This sounds amazing.
Pound of
And
goose.
the general cooking vegetable oil.
I mean,
I struggle to
a
find
hot meal.
It's basically deep frying in its own fat at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay. So yeah, so just frying up some meat and with a little bit of mint to go with it for a refreshing taste, I guess.
I'll take it.
So, all right.
Okay.
So I guess I need to roll a survival check to see how well I cook it.
No, we'll just say it's cooked properly and thoroughly. Just a matter of flavor.
Well, due to the limited flavorings and whatnot, here you go, everyone. Enjoy some nice dinner.
Ugbo grabs a plate and scarfs down, dude.
Yeah. Wow,
Nummy,
have
nummy,
some
nummy, nummy,
num
nummy, nummy.
Okay. The sun
None.
gets low in the sky as you guys do whatever you want to do around the fire that you guys have created, the campsite you've crafted, and the dinner that you have served. Um, as you go to bed and relax, I need to know if you guys intend to do watches, if you guys are doing that at all, what you intend to do before that, if you have anything else you want to do, and yeah, actually, I think that's it. Just those things.
I'll
Is
do
there
my
any-
basic hound dog, of course.
I'm thinking about doing another spirit session to relearn Blight or some other 4th level spell or whatever.
Ugbo cleans out the water skin he took and fills it with some water that he procures using the Wanderer feat. Ask me how I do it.
Well, you know what?
Morning, or are you pissing it?
I dig a hole, and when there's no more sand, I dig the hole deeper,
Tired of digging holes.
and eventually, I will find water.
That's too damn bad.
Here's my question, Igbor. If we had buckets of water when you originally got your pail, wouldn't you fill it then when we had the buckets sitting in the tents?
I didn't have the water skin.
No, you got the water skin at the camp in which had buckets of water. Not the ones we created.
See,
Well,
here's what
that
I
would have been
imagine.
smart thinking.
Here's what I imagine. I imagine Flint coming out back from around a corner, he's zipping up his trousers, and Igbor he walks around looking at the ground with his water skin in one hand. He rounds the corner. Guys, I found water.
That sounds about right.
Seems about my luck.
It's almost holy water, right?
I'd say.
No, it'd be holy water if it was Pell.
Oh, it's Flint though. It's even more holy. Puts holes through your body.
Alright. I guess with everyone kind of surrounding the campfire, I'm gonna go ahead and do my spirit session.
Dude.
Okay. Spirit session done. Munson has cast his faithful hound out. Is anybody else doing anything before you decide to retire for the evening, for your first night in the desert?
Nope.
Okay.
Yes, I will take one of the fingers and just see if Freckles looks hungry.
Freckles has curled up in a ball and is wedged herself up against one of the curves of rock that is this fire. She's already fast asleep.
Would she allow a snuggle?
You can certainly try.
I would like to try.
And that is the last we've ever seen Flint.
Flint, how do you approach the situation?
Well, you know what? Forget it. I'm not even gonna like. I'm not even gonna like spend the time like devising a plan to see if I can snuggle my griffin.
Okay, I just didn't know if you wanted to like approach from a certain angle or have how you wanted to go about it as well. Nothing major. But
Well, it wouldn't be a surprise attack snuggle. I feel like that would go poorly.
Jumps in the middle.
we'll just assume that
I
if
figured I like sit down next to her, give her some pets. If she's cool with that, then I just sort of like rest my head on her.
okay, you go to gently scratch behind her head, and pet her feathers that lead down into her fur. That is the rest of her her body. It's weird. You can feel the juncture of where the morphosizing starts, changing the feathers to fur, and it's a weird sensation, almost prickly, in a not good way. But other than that, she responds kindly to your advances and kicks her leg once and allows you to get close if you wanted to.
By the way, just FYI, Dustin, I do have the alert feat.
Okay, good to know. So, are you guys doing watches at all or no?
I think we'll let the dog watch.
Okay.
What the dog we doing?
I think there's gobies that only need 4 hours sleep or something.
Yeah,
And
I only need 4 hours.
Okay.
Doesn't need to sleep, right?
Flint needs his full 8 hours or he gets crabby.
I'll go ahead and at least take the first watch with the doggo. I would like to, quote unquote, discern the stars of our fate.
Okay.
I'll take second, Jeremy. Just wake me up afterwards.
Will do.
Okay. Well then, that being the case, everybody taking their positions and resting. Jeremy, can you give me a perception check?
Do-do-do-do.
Okay. The 13. The night is very cold, actually. It's colder than you expect for a desert, but you've never been in the desert before. It actually makes you shiver a little bit and make you wish you had on heavier clothes, at least for the night. But nothing seems to be dangerous around you. Nothing seems to be moving. You don't hear anything. You look up at the sky and you see several points of light above you. You see a little more than the two moons orbiting each other, and stars in the sky and clouds every once in a while. And that's about it for your watch. Everything's peaceful but cold.
Question, am I able to tap into a little bit of the ethereals? Like, just enough to get a peek into it?
Do you have a feature that does that?
I mean, technically, no.
Okay, no, you wouldn't be able to sense anything.
Maybe I wonder if I have a spell for that or something that's not too expensive. Nope.
Just out of curiosity, can I fly?
Do you have
with that spell book? Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, if you had a spell that does that, then yeah, probably.
Munson could. Heck, what?
Not quite yet. I would have to attune to such book, learn the spells, and then potentially remove them from one spell book into another, or I could just attune and use that spell book instead of mine. But I can't just grab a new spell book and just build a cast them.
But you can fly, just not at this moment in time.
It would be like tomorrow if I chose to attune and actually switch to this book, but my atlas is much more powerful.
So what you're saying is there's a chance.
What I'm saying is the chances are better with a dumb wizard. Not this one.
Alright, well, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wake up Pell for
dumb wizard?
watch.
No, I did say artificer. I said wizard.
Okay.
That's true.
Pell, you are roused from sleep by Jeremiel. And as
You might want to take a blanket out there too. It's a little chilly.
He pulls cloak over him. Okay.
as you guys trade watches, Pell, you sit up and try and survey the area, rubbing your eyes and waking up from the brief sleep you've had. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
22.
22. There's nothing in the sands around you. It's very quiet, peaceful even. You hear winds blowing in the distance. Maybe some other part of the desert is having a rougher time than you are right now, but here it's quite nice. A little cold, but nice. There's nothing in any of the spires that seems to be moving or anything. There's no lights, no fires anywhere nearby. It's just you and the points of light in the sky. With the 22, though, you do notice that the moons are reversed. The smaller in front of the bigger.
Oh, fuck.
And at this time, with the ever so slight drifting of the moon, you see the smaller moon begin to glow red.
Fucking Christ.
And that's what we're cut for next time.
God damn it.
Oh yay! Jeremiah will get to witness Vorik's transformation. Wait, is he in the tent with Jeremiah again?
Oh, we're all out.
Good, everybody's out.
That sucks ass. I was going to talk to Vork. I'm doing my shift anyway.
Well, maybe. Well, hopefully, maybe you guys will trust me a little bit more to be able to look at Vorik a bit closer, especially after the transformation.
Maybe I'll eat your face.